appointment. Now the vice president often tell me, since he got a seat as vice president, how many persons have I recommended in this government to serve in the government as presidential appointee? Zero. Every appointment in Nimba County was done by him. He and I would discuss something as a brother. To implement it, you will bypass me and do different things. I don't talk on it.
Now you need to see us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you. That's why we vote tell you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
The good person in our whole United Party, that President Bwaka. You want to say that again? The only person that appreciate good among all the United Party for that President Bwaka. The rest are ungrateful. The right, they use you and dumb you. But President Bwaka, if all of them were thinking the President Bwaka and behaving the President Bwaka, United Party will have another chance in 2029. Just for now, they do not regard people that help them. I'm not.
Three of our soldiers were executed on this party ground. 2 at the back and 1 right at the headquarters. The man who shot and killed our people today is a darling boy in the Liberian National Police. They brought him back to shoot more guns. Get ready to shoot. Because we challenge the status quo appropriately.
Inform that the violence or still any student because of the action, it will be the day the entire Bwaka administration will cut down. We will massively violate the students in this country and we'll shut down the Bwaka administration. The day that happens, we have to come and be able to do so. And if they think this renovation project is a joke, let them try it. The fall of the Bwaka administration begin with this. If they think they will tumble on any student in this country or at the university like going and water away impunity, while our children saving opponents and logic in the Western world, while we are subjected to agile power and bad learning conditions here, and the thing will say.
In the first 100 days, no car will get stuck on a major road in this country. And I mean it.
You say you're alive?
It's going down. First floor. There you have it.
That led to decades of war still run deep. But so too does the longing for reconciliation. A reconciliation defined not by political bargaining or by an artificial balance of power by tribe, region, religion, or ethnicity, but by the equality of opportunity and a better future for all Liberians.
Bwaka can lie, the government, all the ministers in the government, they can lie. You know, they put all hustler, they put a hustler, they lie. Everything they say, they never say the truth.
Today, the supporters of His Excellency Joseph Bwaka presents him as a poor man from Lofa and asserts that he will understand the plight of the poor people. Fellow Liberians, do not be fooled. First President Bwaka is not poor like you, not even as me. As Vice President, his office received more money from the government budget than any other Vice President has received in Liberia's history. He has enjoyed some of the best and most lucrative government jobs.
There's this, what I call sort of vicious lie about the fact that Mr. Kobe is gay or bring gay lifestyle to Liberia. It's complete bullshit. When people can accuse you of stealing people's money, when they can accuse you of being involved in war, anything, people don't make up stuff. They don't make up shit. Excuse my language, right? So it's complete nonsense. I'm married, 8 Teresa, 2 children, 5 grandchildren. I believe in traditional family values, so it's complete bullshit, complete nonsense.
Young man, vice president, young man that are vice president, the major stole 500,000. I mean, Jamaica, the major went to, I forget that Jamaica, the majors went to Ghana, the fit, and they may bring it all company in the country. I mean, Kun, they can't reach yourself. Kun, man, you know, Kun, but I want to sophisticated, quiet, hardcore rule in Labro. But Labro,
when 2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. There wounded out first. All men on board.
Everywhere there is no school, I will put school. And everywhere there is school and school in bad condition, I will renovate it. I told them, towns and villages, everywhere you will have lights in a town for children to play, for people to see. I told them, every town will have safe drinking water.
If Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
The government that capital road, small, B road, all kinds of places. I think the reason Joseph Boakai will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Your league Costa, God know how to pay people. It's just simple. Costa that accused everybody but himself. Everybody, Joe, we join, we accuse Joe, he killed Joseph Boakai. Boakai still living. Joe, no, you leave better. He made me senator. He almost made Joseph Boakai president until he screwed up. We gave God his glory. Yeah. Well, Boakai, when he screwed, he said, oh, we don't want to make sure we will fought for him to be reconciled with the president. And then the people who fought for him. Look, your league Costa, you will come. And Costa on a podcast, he said, they don't been calling me. Okay. The time you were calling me for me to kind of Boakai, did I put it on radio? That immaturity to do what he talks about.
And I guarantee you, when we finish, there will not be a winner or the loser. Today we all wear the jersey of Liberia, and the victory belongs to the people, to the peace, and to our democracy. As we begin to build upon the foundation of this new Liberia, I, George Seleke Kromah, the new president, will first give thanks and praises to the Almighty God for the blessing He has bestowed upon our country. And I say, my people, thank you,
We elect irresponsible men what happened to our country. We elect irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jerome Gayman, and I'm your host. And welcome to the weekend edition of The Closing Argument. And today we are going to be doing our weekend review. We are going to talk about some of the issues that we have discussed from Monday to Friday. We thank you very much for tuning in for the entire week and being a part of the discussion. Please share the show. Let us know where you're tuning in from so we can send a shout out to your hometown. Let us know what catch your heart. Elaborate, what catch your heart? What's on your mind? Let us know. If there's any news in your neck of the woods that we didn't cover, we'd love to hear from you. It has to be based in fact. No innuendo, no gossip, no hearsay, they say. It has to be factual. Because we want to quote you, we have to cite our citations. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today is Friday. There's a lot happening in the Republic of Liberia and abroad. And we would like to discuss those issues. A lot of them, to be honest. Before I get started, I would like to appeal to you again. Today is Friday. We are getting ready for our 179th Independence Day celebration in the Republic of Liberia. From our understanding, the celebration is going to be hosted by my hometown of Lower Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. The closing argument will be there in full force. All of our reporters will be on the ground to bring you the news. But these guys need to be taken care of too. We need to get a small thing for the 26th. You know, we don't have enough money to pay them for what they do. So we are asking you to generously make a contribution towards their 26th. We got a few more days to go. We want you to please do us a favor. We do that twice a year, 26 and Christmas. 26 is even bigger because it's political in nature, it's patriotic in nature for the nation. So we all celebrate and wave our Liberian flag. We put aside everything, political affiliation. We put all that other aside and we go to say hi and praise the flag. For Cash App, it's a $sign TCA 2500. If you're doing Zelle, it's 678-438-3003. SendWave is 0888-297311 or 0777-649-986. The recipient on the end of that SendWave is Myean D. Torgbean. Myean, Myean. D as in David. Torgbean, Torgbean. If you are sending money, every dime sent to Liberia will be cataloged. 100% of what you send us will be going directly to our reporters and our employees on the ground. The only money that will be taken will be what they charge for processing or mobile money or stuff of that nature. But 100% of what you send will be evenly divided, if I'm not mistaken. Will be evenly divided. There's no bishop business here. So no small boy, big boy business. No, where you picking, you get small thing. No. Everybody's going to be equally served. We are asking you to do this. Give us as much as you can. You know, my father was a preacher. And one of the verses he always preached was from the book of Luke 14. I think it's 58. He said, to whom much is given, much is required. The fact that you and I are in this country and we have a job, any kind of job, we are grateful and fortunate. This is the country where we have the dignity of labor. If you are an Uber driver, you are earning your living earnestly, and we respect you. Nobody going to tell you because you are an Uber driver, not in this country. If you are sweeping the street honestly and you're getting your pay to support your family, kudos to you. If you are sitting, if you are lucky, one of the few to be on Wall Street, kudos to you as well. the dignity of labor, no matter what you do, as long as you are doing it honestly and supporting your family here and back home. We say kudos to you. Thank you very much. And we say happy Independence Day to the Republic of Liberia 179 since 1847. But when you take into account the day the settlers came to the country, that was 1822. So we are actually 204 years old. That as it may, let's do what is honorable and decent. Make a contribution to these young men and women. The reason that most women do not get into journalism is because it doesn't pay. And most mothers are the breadwinners. When the children cry, they don't cry to their dad, they cry to their mom. So when these ladies work for us for 1 or 2 months and they do not get their pay on time, they will want to do something else. You find excellent female journalists selling in the streets, selling in the market, and that's good. They are doing it because it puts food on the table. When the child wants to eat, they don't care how mama earn her living as long as she feeds the children. So for us to keep quality women and women in this profession, we have to collectively support them. No one should say this is a man's job and women can't do it. That's a lie. Some of the best reporters, some of the best journalists are women, and rightfully so. So we need to increase women participation in everything we do. So guys, let's do the best we can to support them through our Cash App, the $ TCA 2500, Zelle 678-438-3003. And if you want to use your SendWave, it's 0888-297311 or 0777-649-986. If you're doing the SendWave, send the money to Myean, Myean, D. Torgbean. That's the gentleman who is going to catalog every dime that is sent. He will make his report, make sure that everyone is treated fairly. And we're going to give you credit for what you have done. Some people don't want to be acknowledged. They do it silently, and that's good too. But we want to be grateful to tell you thank you. Usually, Dr. Peabody will be here. He will say, Jerome Gayman, thank you for your $10, whatever. And he will come on to do so because we want to make sure by Monday we get something on the ground for our young folks, so they can get something for the 26th. Today it's the 17th. Sunday will be the 18th. Sunday will be the 19th. Monday will be the 20th. At least they will have 5 days to do something. So guys, I'm appealing to you to please donate generously. Whatever you have will be appreciated for our young men and women on the ground. Let put some smile on their faces, as we have always done. Let me go to Honorable Pewee. Honorable Pewee, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Honorable Pewee, you have lived in Liberia all your life. You spend a lot of time. You go home frequently. You bear the same burden like everybody. They're calling you now for 26. Everybody calling you. How important it is for us to do the little fundraiser for our folks on the ground. How important it is.
I think it's very much necessary. The necessity is beyond our own description here. I think it is because sometimes, at this time we have two critical festivities we have in the country that we really require and celebrate well. The 26th is one of those holidays we have in Liberia that is extraordinarily celebrated. Where you found, if you were to be in Liberia on this July 26th, it's originally going to be on a Sunday, but it's going to be, so there's going to be a presidential proclamation declaring the next day, which is working day, Monday to the 27th. So we're going to be officially celebrated, wherein the investitures program will be held on Monday in the great city of Buchanan in New York County, wherein the national orator will give the orations, and the president, the entire government will. I think the local economy of Grand Bassa County
will be booming.
It will already boom, quite frankly.
That's
the last time as we celebrated a major event when Mr. Weah took the cabinet retreat into Grand Bassa County, I can recall all of the local small motel. Imagine they were giving those rooms they normally gave for $15, they were giving them for $120, $150.
That's right.
Imagine. So leave Hotel Buchanan to get a room. Hotel Buchanan, you should be a big boy.
That's right. That's right.
You have to be a big boy to get, because road is tender and all those things. So yeah, the local economy is going to do well. But the most important thing here is the issue of putting a smile on the faces of our comrades, our young comrades that do work for us also in all of those. Even now, a lot of folks going to be calling my Tony. It's about time of those of us that can at least have the little might here and afford to do it. It's about time you bless someone at this time, so that they can be a forever blessing for you. At least you put someone to smile. So it's very great. It's important that we do everything to remember the folks. And again, we have said this time and over and again that journalism, as you rightly stated during your just concluded monologue, that journalism does not really pay. It's not a career that really pay in Liberia. And I would say this to you, Liberia is one of the African countries that journalists have really not paid. Journalists, they really sacrifice, because the journalists will come to report, to perform their own responsibility, to inform the public about what is happening. And that's one of the reasons we call it the fourth estate. But unfortunately, we don't really see journalists taking very pay handsomely, unlike other professional individuals in the country. Also, politicians do get paid well. They get almost everything. The journalists that report the story as to what the politicians do to them, because most of the media institutions themselves are struggling. And I would hope if the media institutions were actually booming, and part of it is again the government. The government even caught up in most of the news, but they don't pay. Some of these things will run up to 1 year, 6 months, 8 months, about. I can recall the former president administration, the then Minister of Finance. I think that had the discussion was also had, but the president may have approved. But then the former Minister of Finance, Kamara, and then administration did set to, I think there was a time to pump some money in the system. They said, hey, we have to pay the arrears of most of those newspapers, this news online newspaper, all the media houses and the rest. I think there was some 2 point something or almost $3 million pumped into that process. Look, all of the journalists I can recall one of our mail, he used to own, I don't know where is he now, calling Dopoh. One big brother, he had the Morovia Post.
Okay.
They got king that day. He said, everybody had to drink on me. Yeah, Amara did that.
The ego that land.
It was part of the debt management thing, trying to clear some of the domestic debt that were owned to Liberian businesses, particularly the Amara administration. I think James Colley, those guys, they brought about that, they put in the budget so they clear media institutions. So there were some media institutions that took very good money because government been owing them over the period of years, have not been paying them. So they put all those in the category of domestic debt to clear them. I think it's part of that. So you see journalists. There are certain journalists in the country, their take home is around maybe something $5, $50, $100. If you see any journalists being paid around $100 now, then I mean, or 200, 150 in that institution paying, right? Yeah, so again, and that's part of the reason I'm not doing this. Listen, I'm always being upfront to the media, and I will always be on a serious note. And sometimes you see when we're the vote out, man, we all in the Sunday with voting, man, and say, they beat that going on my beat. Don't my play, they beat it. You know, because we're not paying them. There are certain media institutions. Our men will call every day, 6 months, 3 months, the general don't take pay. Then someone will tell us, when you're not happy, you will go call, you will get a cattle. I mean, they expect journalists to survive on cattle, unfortunately. So, on the serious this day, with those that are affiliating with us, at least we should do everything in our word of mouth to in our means to do great, get the word of mouth and send over to them. And I think they're going to appreciate that. We all been, even family, friends, they are calling. But at this time, for me, I love to actually give to those that I know that really need it at this critical time. That's why I've been saying, one of my friends, most of my friends trying to get in touch, and I said to them, this time I'm going to be a little bit selective here and give to those that actually I think they need, and the other guy told me, man, we all need it because it's country tough, right? So that is the system to give. But yeah, it's important. It is important that you highlight this, and I think we are going to do what we can do to ensure that the 26th is going to be. Day one will not be merry; it will be really merry. Yeah, before the Merry Christmas time, but the 26th will be merry. But it's going to be well celebrated, actually.
And we're going to do that. I just, when you see me looking down, I'm sharing it on all my platforms, all my pages, to make sure that we help the young men, even men from Kehleboe, some place called Kehleboe, even people from Kehleboe, we help them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people from Kehleboe too. We don't discriminate. People way behind God back, but we will help them.
but why Kehleboe is singled out?
Listen, you see, and they did it. People are talking about it.
They say all the other people will leave the town.
Why are you talking to me, right? No, but junkies.
They say all the ugly animals will have to leave.
You know,
I include that too.
He said, why are you talking to me? The man said, but we didn't call your name.
We didn't call your name.
No. You didn't say why you talking to me. He wasn't made out of the A included.
Yeah, he did.
But you know you ugly.
No, the man said you're on ugly and so much you're not included.
You're ugly, you're a pasma.
To our brothers and sisters on Freedom FM, it is 87.9. Welcome. Let me allow junkies to welcome our folks and do station identification. Go ahead, Junk.
Yeah, and so it's fascinating to be here again on your platform. This is Freedom FM 87.9, and the platform is the closing argument here on your biggest platform in country. Honorable Jerome Gayman is on from the diaspora, from the Sunshine City or state of the U.S. That's Florida. That's why Honorable Sylvester Pewee is here, and hope to have other panelists joining the program tonight.
So you don't come on the studio?
Unfortunately, I decided to use tactical means to know not to ask.
The man is in the DMV, Delaware, of Virginia.
Okay.
So he's in the DMV.
Okay, the state of Delaware.
That's right.
Okay, so welcome to our followers via the radio and our live stream and whatever means you are using to follow us, our YouTube channel via Facebook. Welcome. Doringo Mark is following. Mark Borogen is following. Herring Tito Jr. is following. Vinicius Junior Bar is following. And other well-meaning listeners who continue to follow the show because of time. Tonight we have only 1 hour here, and we have already split it into 2 halves. So we will go back to Mr. Jerome Gayman for control.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, please do us a favor. Let us share this show. Let us know what's happening. This is the weekend, so we're going to be dragging you, or we're going to be reminding you from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then today we're going to cap it as a weekend review. So some of the things we will talk about will be some of the things we have talked about all week long, and you can opine, you can call and talk. For instance, we'll be talking about the Senate has its own report, and the report states clearly that Liberia have been overcharged $131 million in fuel charges. Just imagine how Liberian people suffering. Then they skimming 100 and they have been overcharged. That is the other report. That Liberians have been skimmed. Then Grand Crew County has turned to traditional chiefs to battle illegal mining. Can you imagine the government has relegated herself? It looks like they just gave up and say, no, they here too big for us, so now we turn it over to the chiefs. That's the Grand Crew. The Senate also approves Liberia $79 billion in new banknotes. It happened this week. Then we have a very interesting editorial in one of the newspapers. It said before Liberia expands to 89 seats, the House must produce the factual names of the 50 members that signed that bill. And then we talked about the Liberian government canceled the Lone Star trip to Washington, D.C. You know, the people said, baby wanted to cry already, then you go scream in his ear. The government did not want to pay the money. They didn't have the money. Instead of telling Lone Star, we ain't getting money, they were praying that something go wrong. Now they say because of the visa denial, we just cancel everything here. We're going to be discussing, but from our management, it says solidarity and trust for new days. STAND has successfully concluded its planned July 17 protest in Monrovia, drawing hundreds of citizens to petition the government under the theme lead or leave. CMC political leader Musa Bility gave the government a 2-week deadline to provide an update on the reported $19.2 million cocaine seizure at Arawa International Airport. In other news, Chief Justice Yami Wese has cautioned graduates of the 5th cycle of the Professional Magistrate Training Program to know the laws governing magistrate and their jurisdiction, rules of evidence and procedure. The Liberian National Police admitted today, it says the firearm displayed by State Chairman Mulba Kehleboe during Friday's protest belongs to the police, the National Police, and one of its officers who was allegedly assaulted with the weapon repeatedly taken during the incident. I came to protest because I know that Bouaka will not turn power over to CDC in 2029. An elderly protester said, July 17, 2026, Stand report. If President Bouaka fails to act on that petition, I will strip myself naked publicly, just as my mother gave birth to me, one of the protesters said. Lead organizers of the July 17 protest, Mulba Molu, and now the protests have ended and asked protesters to leave. He said the movement will continue and that he will keep pressing the government, holding their feet to the fire. I am dry because dry rice is all I have to eat. In America, they say, why are you so skinny? But in Liberia, they say, why are you so dry? So she said, well, how can I won't be dry? All I eat all day are dry rice, so I'm dry. The Debt Court of Monrovia ordered seizure of LAA assets over $51,980 claim somebody made against. How come all these people just making claims against the government agencies and they're losing? Now, the last time it was the Elections Commission and the court ruled against them and dispossessed them of the building. Now, I mean, it's going all the way. So, Honorable Pewee, here we are. It's a week in review. What is on your mind?
Oh, yes, it's basically what unfolded back home today, and beyond this, let me say, because I've been receiving some calls. Let me just do this clarification. We've been trying to reach out to the last time when we called on the former pro tem of the Liberian Senate, former Foreign Minister Ben Sanvee, and current senator of Grand Bassa County, to call now a program about politics in Grand Bassa County. It was something that we intended to pass in. We called him and he responded. There are folks saying, "Oh, we didn't invite call on other officials of the county." We've been trying to do that. We even sent a text message to the pro tem, Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence, and then we're trying to call her, but she didn't know of that. And we've made several attempts. So I've been receiving a lot of text messages, call from them. "Oh, why you guys hold up because you call based on God, the fact that you know?" I said, "No, it's not on the basis of that. We're just a spontaneous call we placed." So he responded. We've been trying to get to Senator Kanga Lawrence, and she have not yet. She's seen the message in the call, so we cannot force her to come on the show to discuss Bassa politics or national politics. I thought these are government officials that always shy away from talking to folks about the happenings in the country, and I think that is just quite unfortunate. But we did respectfully reach out, but she's consistently refused and have been very adamant to come on. So I just thought to say. But yes, on my mind tonight is a lot of the issues may unfold, in particular today protest, and I would think that it is necessary that we time to time call on these things to have to go and express ourselves. But I think it is the constitutional right. But there's this debate ongoing about the police chief. There's this brief comment being circulated that he's calling on Monba Molu to report a handgun, an arm that I think they say was retrieved from according to him from one of the officers, and giving him an ultimatum in the tone of a threat to report the arm. So we really want to go beyond that and get some of the facts behind that issue of the arm. I don't know if you heard the story, Mr. Gayman, that's been circulating now, that the police chief is asking Monba Molu to report this arm that was retrieved allegedly from one of the officers, according to this criminal to disarm an officer. So we're trying to get the facts, and behind that, I'm trying to see to make some calls to see how true that is. But again, yeah, that's basically the story on my mind tonight. The protests and the way, another thing quickly here, the way the United Party folks are responding to this issue of the protest, I thought it's wrong. You don't play mockery of the people. If the people say that protestation is not about the numbers, it is a symbolic show that the people are not happy about something. And again, it doesn't have to be hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of people in the street. This is a signal that the folks are not happy. These few that will come out, they are representation of a very big chunk of the population that are not really happy. So these things are unfolding. It's there to send a message to you, the ruling establishment, to take clue from there and begin to do more better work for the people. But for most of those government officials, those that are currently government officials, play mockery of these people in that they finished, they this, they that. You don't play with power that way. I think this is very insensitive, and these are very disingenuous elements, and wanting to believe that by doing that, you don't have to have 100,000 people in the street to know that the people are frustrated, bitter, and nothing's being done by your government. So I thought we would take some time to look into those things.
Well, if you are in government, let me give you a quick history. When Albert Port was taking on the most powerful government on earth at the time, besides the one in Haiti, Papa Doc, he was a lone soldier, one man. His only companion was his pamphlet. They used to call him the pamphleteer. He walked around Monrovia with his toothbrush and his toothpaste in his pocket. When you ask him why, he says, "I'm ready to go to jail." Torgbean had jailed him over and over, and everywhere they met him, they jailed him. Even in jail, he was still writing the ills of the government, the ills of society. So yes, you are right. You do not need 1 million people to show up to tell you that life is hard, that there's no jobs, the hospitals are dying. You don't need 1 million people to tell you that. All you have to do is read the international wires. Look at the faces of our folks. You don't need 1 million people to come out there for you to say. So if you are into administration and you are not doing all you can to address the economic needs of our people, and you say because they all didn't show up on time, means that you are doing well, you are fooling yourself. But one thing that we have to do, let me go to junkies. Junkies, there's something that the Gregory Comahs of the world and the young folks do not understand. Gregory Komah in particular. Their old style of policing. During the campaign, they did the thing to the CDC. They said, we had a whole container of ammunition. They took some old guns from somewhere and said, these are the guns, bazooka. They brought them into the country and we arrested some people. Wow, whatever happened to those people that were bringing arms into the country to destabilize the country? We know these tactics.
Sure. So these are some of the tactics that are deployed by totalist authoritarian. So for me, I'm not surprised. The fact that leading to the protestation, they did set for the protestation, there have been a lot of scare tactics being deployed by the Liberia National Police Authority, and the issue of intimidating, harassing, and coercing people who should be free in their country to express and move around, people being arrested for expressing their view, even though Liberia is a party to the Table Mountain Declaration. So we've absorbed a lot of bad governance under the Bouaca's regime, and Liberians, in my mind, have shown that they have the tenacity to carry on. So for what I saw today, the protest action was peaceful, and I think it was citizens coming together and calling on their government to do the needful, because there was a social contract that was signed between the government and the people. So on that basis, the government now is in the position of opportunity that it requested during campaign time. So on that basis, it is onus on them to reciprocate, because every good gesture deserves another. So the people cannot give the government benevolence, and the government in return give the people benevolence. So I think that was a wake-up call to the international community, that they pay some level of attention to Liberia, even though there are a lot of competing crises around the world. But Liberia also matter, because when democracy is threatened anywhere, it means it is threatened everywhere. So I think the international community will have to place some level of serious attention to Liberia's political landscape, because if there is a semblance that the international community have turned their back in terms of having a clear sight on Liberia, then it becomes dangerous for you and me that come on these platforms to jumpstart the government's excesses. It's also risky for those persons who will want to freely express themselves. So that the government is going in such an intimidating form and manner in terms of the governance architecture to show of force, intimidate people who will want to speak out so that the government do the right thing. I think it is the international community now that we will depend on to have an eye on Liberia, because since the WIA's regime left power, the international community, from my view, have not really been active in placing checkpoints to where needed. So I think it is okay now that they secure the peace that all of us fought to build, which they invested heavily in. So I want to say to the government, the people are your people. The people are supposed to have their rights. So you, as a government, that you were given the responsibility to deliver all those things you promised, there's no need to fight. There's no need to deploy tear gas canisters. There's no need to place inside trader amongst peaceful protesters. And there's no need for all of these intimidating tactics. All we need to do is do what is right in the interest of good governance, transparency, and accountability so that democracy flows. But if we will want to take the trend of brutalizing people, you see, today, because the tension was not too high, it allows the process to virtually end or verily end peaceably. But if you will want to show that too much force, then to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So I think the trend is not bad by allowing our people to protest, for Liberians to protest. It encourages investors' confidence. It encourages all Liberians to participate in government. But I want to also say to the government, the issue of carrying Liberia or slipping Liberia into a police state is dangerous for the government herself, and it's dangerous for our democracy. So it will be okay that we allow the same democratic space that made us to triumph to power for others to utilize it. And what we will have will be a balanced environment where our rights and responsibility will be properly balanced. Back to you, Mr. Gayman.
Great, ladies and gentlemen, I am Jerome Gayman, your son from Grand Bassa County. I see another man from Kehleboe, KOK, is online. But I tell you, your Kehleboe people, listen, we will be kind to, we're from Bassa, we are all the quiet people, so we will be kind to our brothers from behind God's back. People. But yes, from the historical context, and those of you who are very young and cannot comprehend or fathom Liberia's past, how ugly it has been. Today, Honorable Gongloe gave you a brief history that in 1979, the rice riot, the old order, the oligarchs, and he called name, the police chief at the time was Vanny Dempster. The Minister of Justice was Oliver Bright. They come from the old school of brutality. What did Oliver Bright and Vanny Dempster decide to do? They said, well, since they are protesting, just go ahead and shoot few people and the rest will run. And we know how that turned out. Again, during the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time, there was a young man by the name of Kamara, I forgot his last name. He was shot in the leg and he bled to death. This young man.
Yeah, yes, you are talking about the late Shaki Kamara from West Point.
Kamara from West Point. Same concept. Just go out there and shoot few people and everybody else is going to run. And now here we are back to the old guard, the Unity Party, which is a combination of the remnant of the True We Party and the old order. They are coming back. And Seleke Kromah is a student of the old order. So shooting and brutality to him and to them. It is the panacea to resolve economic issues, your failures. During the CDC time, they said CDC were importing arms from Houston. Whatever happened to the arm and those who were importing, these are all planted events. And we know that. Those of you who are young don't know those are some of the oldest tricks in the book. Before this protest, we were hearing that there were armed men from the opposition. They were even showing Molotov cocktail. They said they're going to blow up this place and all of that. And Gongloe reminded them, said, listen, we know the trick about infiltration. You are going to bring your own folks to come and make them look bad by being disruptive and throwing rocks and assaulting police officers. So you can say, yes, we told you so, that these guys are gangsters. They are rebels. We know all the tricks in the book. So we want to say kudos to those who brave the weather, the threat, to go out there and express themselves, to speak for those who dared not show up. So let me go to events trending.
Yes, because I was on the out.
Yes, you and I know you.
6 minutes.
And I know you want to have a say so, but let's talk about let me see the one that I want you to talk about before you go. Let's talk about Liberia. The government want to expand the seats from where they are to 89. And there's an editorial in the Liberian Investigator, and it says before you expand to 89 seats, the House must name the 50 names that signed the document. Before that document was submitted, it had to be signed and it has to carry 50 signatures. We want to know who are those that signed, and we want to see the list. You can opine before you go. You got 5 minutes.
Yes, it's important because we saw that happening. Since we all know history is an early warning sign, we saw that happening before when even representative from district, I think 1 or 2, Bomi County, said he was not in the know of his signature being included on those that expelled the former representative Yeke Koluba. So when it comes to this critical matter that has to do with, in my judgment, taking bread from the Liberian people more, because the lay one I used to spread among the Liberian people, they are bringing additional members of the kleptocrats to milk what should at least be spread amongst Liberians. Because if you will look at such an economy that is not placing the nomadics premium, that is not dealing with those issues that are directly related to the bread and butter situation, and you will, in broad daylight, in full glare, blatantly say to Liberians that you want to add legislative seats up to use additional resources for such process that has to do with laying out and demarcating the new districts. It requires funding. The issue of pumping additional resources into the National Elections Commission budget for those new districts. Elections conduct is cost intensive, and also talking about the compensation aspect in terms of recurring expenditure, just remuneration to those additional lawmakers is also troubling financial wise when Liberians are still not having drugs at the various hospitals, when even the DEA, the LDA that is trying to innovatively fight this drug menace have just 2 vehicles, 2 double cabin pickups, Hilux in their convoy or their raiding squad is troubling. So these monies can be allocated and allotted to meaningful areas that directly affect the lives of our people. But when we do not have such platform created, and you will have this way back architecture of placing the money in a budget and return to those individuals who claim to be lawmakers and serving on the Ways Misfinance Committee. All of that, they are not in the interest of Liberia, and bringing in new lawmakers is to add additional expenses on Liberians. Especially, you said from the preamble of our discussion tonight that Liberians are being robbed. There have been extra costs being paid by all Liberians. And I think we'll leave that for Monday and further expand on this. So I want to leave it there. And on Monday, we'll see.
Excellent, excellent. Our families that are listening to us through Truth FM, Freedom FM, we are saying it's time for Mr. Junkies to go home early today and spend some time with his family. And Junkies, not because we're giving you an hour off means you're going to pass somewhere. Go straight home because
I'll go straight home. So Mr. Pewee, Honorable Pewee, you are listening to.
I'm not accusing you. I'm just saying.
It's just a caution.
Don't pass the SLO.
No.
Fortunately for me, I don't drink alcohol, so I don't. Okay. Yeah, I don't go to those places. Anyway, good night.
For you to tell me.
So you don't do the Kinju too?
Let's see.
No.
The man say
traditional.
The man say you don't drink. Don't ask him why he doesn't drink. We know.
You still want to ask me about the national?
I ain't going there.
How they call it? The national.
The national.
I was in Cleveland. The guy was
the national is why they Kinju. They call it national.
The Kinju
when the Kinju is being juice is being distilled, the first one that comes out, which is the small wine, is called in our dialect the national.
The national.
Yeah.
I'm connected to the group too. Now
you know, Lofa and Myean got border, you know, so it's all right.
Artificial border.
Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you on Monday.
Okay, good night.
Good night. But Honorable Pewee, let me read this real quick. This is the editorial from the Liberian Investigator. It said some reform fail not because they are wrong, but because of how they are done. The House of Representatives may as well have a constitutional duty to redraw Liberia's electoral map, but it has no right to do so in the dark. On Tuesday, the House of Representatives voted to expand the country's electoral district from 73 to 89, the largest redrawing of the political map in more than a decade, and sent a measure to the Senate. On the principles of reapportionment, the House stands on solid ground. On the manner of its passage, it does not. Let us give the Constitution cause its full due, because it is a real one. Articles 38, 80D, and 80E of the 1986 Constitution do impose a duty. They require census every 10 years, allows the legislature to set a population standard for constituencies, and command the National Election Commission to reapportion seats after the census and before the next election. The 2022 census, certified by the U.S. Census Bureau, shows a population that grew from 3.5 million in 2008 to more than 5.2 million, a roughly 50% increase. Under the current map, a lawmaker in a crowded Monserrato district can represent many more citizens than a colleague in a tiny populated county. He's talking about what we talked about yesterday. That imbalance is unfair to the voters on the heavier end, and correcting it is not a favor to anyone. It is the constitutional working as designed. Had the House done only that and done it plainly, we would have been applauding that. But it did not. Both more and less, the committee that carried the resolution told the plenary that 50 lawmakers have signed it. Proof, it said, of the majority support. Then the House refused to say who are those 50. When Grand Jide County Representative Jacob C. Debbie II rose to ask about the names, the House brushed past him, debated, and voted anyway. That refusal to not or rat at the center of the otherwise defensible reform. So here we are. You come in like the old order, you say, so say one, and people say, so say all. Then you say, but who are they all? Can you put your hands on? Then you say, no, they all has it. This is what this guy is talking about. This is not how you pass law, especially when you are saying we will reapportion, because 50 members of our leadership has signed this, codified it into law, and then they are saying, but those of us who we've been here, nobody signed. I didn't sign. I didn't have the opportunity to sign. So give us the list. Like we're saying about the Lone Star. Where is the roster? How many people were on the list to go to the United States? How many were denied? We want to see the roster. Nobody wants to produce the roster. Now the House does not want to produce who are the 50 signatories to this particular document. Your take.
So give me just a minute. Just a minute.
Yes.
Just a minute.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, why Honorable Pewee is tending to some serious issue as usual. When we are on the air, there are times people call with information, people call with breaking news, and we have to take them. So this is no exception to the rule. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the editorial from the Liberia Investigator. How can we, in essence, trust the process when it's done in the dark, under the table? Then we wonder why people don't trust our institutions, why they don't respect our institutions. Institutions have to earn the respect just like anybody else. Respect is not demanded, it is earned. If you are in the House of Representatives and everything based on our Constitution require vote, and you say we voted, and people say, but who voted? Here we are. There was a great philosopher and thinker in American political history. He said the reason he hates the word decentralization, it is not anything in our vernacular that will help the lower or the little people. You are decentralizing power not to help, but actually what you are doing, you are expanding power by opening more offices, empowering more people, putting more people on the government payroll. You are not decentralizing, and you are not shrinking government. You are enlarging the landscape of your partisans. Every new district, the government in power would like to have its partisans to be the leaders. And through that, they will have offices and they hire more partisans. They are not creating any new job in the private sector. No private investment coming. So the way to satisfy the curiosity of our partisans is to create more enclaves, little fiefdoms. Grand Bassa come to my hometown. We're going to have a new district. We're going to have a new representative. That representative is going to have an office in Buchanan, going to have an office in Grand Bassa, all over the place. Then you're going to have an office in Monrovia. You're going to have office staff in Monrovia. You're going to have office staff in Buchanan. You're going to have office staff in every district, and it goes on. So we are not decentralizing. Don't let anyone tell you that they are decentralizing. No, they are not. Actually, they are consolidating. They are consolidating. So when folks are telling you that we voted, we got 50 signatures, and people ask, where are the signatures? Who are those who signed it to make this law? This is what we are talking about. The old folks used to say you are selling pig in the bag. When you are not in the position to serve the people, then you find excuses after excuses. This brings me to our next topic. In Grand Crew County, the government, instead of dealing with the illegal mining as they have always talked about, the government has abrogated its power. Grand Crew have turned to traditional chiefs to battle illegal mining. How is that possible? The state that has the power, you have the security, you have the police, you have the joint security, and you are asking the chiefs. Some of them, I know, in my district, some of the chiefs are old, they are blind. Some can barely walk. You are saying the owners of securing and protecting the natural resources of our country that's supposed to benefit everybody. The protection of that now lies with the local folks. Government has abrogated its responsibility. So if you are from Grand Crew County, this is time for you to speak up. The last time I checked, the former president was from Grand Crew. When I saw the video with President Myean and the former speaker, Fonati Kofa, he too from Grand Crew. What are they doing? What are they saying? That their mineral resources that belongs to generations unborn have been stolen right under their feet. And the last time I checked, Fonati Kofa was still in the house. I may be wrong. Even if he was not in the house, he is a permanent son from that county to see what is happening. And we have not heard from the landed lawyer and shrewd politician. The people of Grand Crew need to hold their sons and daughters responsible for what has befallen them. Basically, what we are hearing is their portion is abject poverty, exploitation, and abandonment. And folks, if you are under my voice and you are from Grand Crew, it is the time for you to pick up the phone and begin the process of calling your leaders to do what is the right thing to represent the people of Grand Crew. They have to represent the people of Grand Crew, and I'm going to read the article. It said, Grand Crew County authorities are turning to town and paramount chiefs to combat illegal mining, saying the county's rugged terrain and limited security resources have made enforcement by officers alone impossible. Superintendent Antoinette Wally Nimlin told the crowd. Speaking in an interview with reporters in Harper, Nimlin said vast forest and rough terrain makes it difficult for security officers to monitor illegal mining operation across the county. She was speaking in Harper. The terrain in Grand Crew is tough, and much of the mining is taking place deep in the forest, where access is not easy, she said. The superintendent said county authorities have begun engaging town chiefs and paramount chiefs because they hold authority over the community and know who is operating in the remote mining areas. We are talking to our town chiefs and paramount chiefs because these are their areas of control. They know who is in those bushes. We are asking them to help us preserve our land. She urged miners to adopt responsible practices, including reclaiming mined out land. If people are going to mine, they should do it properly and reclaim the land afterward. You cannot leave behind huge valleys and open pits. We have to think about the people who will come after us, she says. While acknowledging the efforts of the Joint Security, Nimlin said the county lacks the resources to maintain a permanent security presence in the remote counties. Myean, welcome to the show. It's a Myean Tobin. If your telephone is on, welcome to the show. If not, then go into put your camera off. Yeah, but Honorable Pewee, you just
thank you so much, Mr. Gayman. It's a pleasure being here. Can you hear me?
Your internet is
sorry, Mr. Pewee. I'm trying to do one or two in the back. That's why, but I'm sorry for that because I'm receiving a lot of text messages. That's why I'm
okay. We'll come back to you.
No, but I'm okay. I'm okay now. I'm okay.
Okay, go ahead. We got this reporting. We got this report from Grand Crew by way of Harper, where the superintendent is saying they have abrogated their power. So now they're asking the paramount chiefs and the clan chiefs to surveil and control the mining activities in the bushes. Not only she didn't want to stop them, but she was giving the miner the authority. If you're going to mine illegally, do it responsibly. What kind of nonsense is that? How can you say you're going to do it illegally, do it responsibly? Myean, react quick before I go to Pewee.
Yep. So, Mr. Gayman, this is about superintendent in the rural counties. Like others will say, superintendents are the president within the county. So, whatever the superintendent wants to do, that is upon herself or himself. That whatever he's doing within our county, it represents whatever the president says. So, the people within the county, they will be able to look at whatever activities the superintendent will be able to carry on. So that's why you see sometimes that when the superintendent wants to carry on certain things, you see the people of that county will say, oh yeah, maybe probably from the hair of the office of the president, because whatever the superintendent does in that county, it represent or it reflect the president. So wait to see whatever that will come out of that.
Great. Honorable Pewee, we were on two topics when you had to take your call. We were on the 50 names being submitted to the Senate by the House. And then now we have the superintendent of Grand Crew telling the chief that the government can no longer have the ability to surveil the area, and they are now empowering the chief, the clan chief, and the parliament chief to make sure that illegal mining is done, but done responsibly. So one of those two you can tackle first.
Yeah, I will go to the issue from the House. And it's deeply. Yesterday we went. I think it's beyond what we said. And this whole thing about this is not a yea or nay voting issue. It's a very critical piece of legislation. So when these guys are doing this, but there's we're going more deeper. I think it's in line that they're trying to violate the Constitution of the Republic by the act, and they would now pushing that this is a resolution, and they're trying to push as a resolution. First and foremost, Article 80. 80 D and E, both articles were violated, if you will. Now, Article 80E is stated that immediately after the national census, the legislature shall move to set a threshold. Immediately after the national census, the legislature shall move to set a threshold, and that threshold will be used for the pending elections. It didn't happen. The last time we had census was in 2023. Now, they are now go back to Article 80D. 80D also is instructing you to set the threshold. And at the time, when this constitution came into force, the threshold was 20,000. The population has since grown ever since that time. Now, we do have a very serious problem on here now. That's the reason why the Speaker and the House representatives, they are trying to move of this issue about saying they're trying to do a resolution, because Article 80 ED is rather saying to us that we cannot have more than 100 persons in the House of Representatives, 100 representatives. We ought to set a threshold of 20,000, thereabout or so. So if the Constitution is saying to us that you cannot do this, now they're saying for them to, and the reason of this number, they are giving a number of representation. It should not be that way. Their responsibility is to set a threshold. Set the threshold and leave it with the National Election Commission. They will now come to the number, because the threshold is going to be very instructive. Every constituency, if you will, the number going to be, let's say, 1985, they said was 20,000. The National Election Commission will know aspect, the populations of the country will know every county, how many representatives every county going to have. But currently, that is not done, and they're trying to come and say, we're going to add additional 16. That's a violation. The Constitution didn't say you should give the number, it says you should set a threshold. And the Election Commission will determine from that threshold how many representatives we're going to have. But here's the catch. They believe that were they to set the threshold at the current number, let's say they set the threshold at 40,000. Yeah. Something I was just trying to chunga yesterday. If they were to do that, most of our county will have close to 25, 27 representatives.
Yep.
Nima will have close to 18. I'm doing a rough math, not because 18 representatives about Bomb County, Lofa will go up big time. And the rest of the other county will come down. Now, if you were to do that, you will pass 100. So they're not catching it that way. So they reverted to the way they want to do it by passing a resolution and then have lawmakers to sign that resolution and allowing it to. But I don't know, we need to talk to constitutional lawyers. I believe that this is tantamount of violating the Constitution of the country, because Article 80E and D have been, I think, in my thought process, violated, because 80E is saying immediately after the national census. We conducted the national census almost 3 years ago. And I think it's part of the reason why the Myean administration, the guys there in the legislature, didn't move on to do, because they didn't have the means to set the threshold. They didn't have this means to set the threshold. So now my point is that every government will have to be very bold and responsible. Laws are meant for the people. You change law in conformity with a realistic time. So I thought they would have come together at the time and say, okay, if this is giving us some tough time, we cannot violate the Constitution because we set the threshold at this number. We will exceed the 100 representatives. So what can we do? So the way forward is to say, okay, we can structure the system in this way, or we do a resolution, we call for a referendum. And that referendum, we can put it, or we find the money, we do a referendum, we educate the people of our country to support and go and vote for this proposition. They should have done that. They didn't go to do that. So it's a very critical process we have now. So if those two articles of the Constitution, the Weah administration conducted the census in 2023, there was a census conducted. Article 80 is immediately after the conducting a national census, we shall move to set a threshold. That was not done. And the threshold will inform the next results from that will inform the next elections. That would have been our threshold from 2023 would have been used now, not for the 2023 elections. It would have been used now for the pending election that's slated for the 2029. That was not done. Now, this current legislature, the 55th now, they moved now to do what they did yesterday or the day before Mr. Gayman was there. No. So it was a violation. So what they're trying to do now is to get a resolution, and that resolution is what they're trying to push in the corridor of the National Legislature so that they will move and sign that by the resolution and say, okay, we will not, because we don't want to see. So they are violating portion of the Constitution to save portion of the Constitution. In their thought process, they say, okay, we cannot, because he say we cannot exceed 100 representatives. I mean, D. They say, okay, so what we can do, we can pass a resolution to not say we don't want to reach that 100. We'll pass a resolution, but it is not your responsibility to do that. Your responsibility is only to set the threshold. It's a very critical system. I mean, situation that we find ourselves in as a country, and I think it will have to run around. It's going to meet some huge hurdles in the Senate, and I think it's going to be hotter than there where the problem is going to be. So will they live by this resolution to just add a 16 representative, push it to 89, or they will say we have to go by the Constitution 100% to just give the countries the numbers. Representation is numbers. Do you know very well in this country, there are some states that don't have one representation.
Yeah,
it's the numbers. So they don't want to do that because they don't want other countries to feel hurt in the system, in the process. So, but that would be a violation of the Constitution. It's a very critical thing. It's a very critical thing. Quickly, the issue in Grand Crew, I mean, it's unfortunate. That's what we said yesterday. The leadership of the country will have to move to take action. The president, if the president is not actively engaged with the governance of the system, I think we need to all pray and fast that and beg him to step aside next election to be fair, because we don't want that to happen to the country. It's a serious problem. The president will have to pay some attention to the governance of the country. Other than that, if you leave anything with traditional Zoes and Bodio now, they've been taking decisions. So I mean, it is sad. It should not be. The Zoes and Bodio should take care of traditional matters, not take care of national issues. It's just quite unfortunate.
Let me welcome Sarah Dopoh. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Gayman. How you guys doing? I want to say hi to all of you and everyone in the comment section. Thank you for the show.
Excellent. Now, what's on your mind?
Oh, definitely. You know what's on my mind. The protest today by the STAN and all of the other little pressure groups that joined STAN or advocacy groups that joined STAN to have the protest. I think it was successful. I was very disappointed that they said they had some gunmen planted in their midst wherever he came from. I think shame on him. They were not supposed to do that. Our country is supposed to be a country of law and order. People are free. That's their right to protest. You don't go and plant, gunmen in their midst just to kind of implicate them or whatever the reason was. So overall, I think the protest was successful, and there's a loud message out there for the Bouaka and Kun regime to stop the cocaine coming in our country. Stop the drugs coming in our country. It was wrong yesterday. It is wrong today. So that's what's on my mind. Thank you.
Okay. Well, we talked about some of the oldest trick in the book. You plant people among. This is what during the Jim Crow era in the United States in the South. This is where all you guys take their shenanigans from the old South, Jim Crow. Hey, somebody got to open mic. They got to be.
Sorry, I think it was me. I turned it off.
When the black people in this country began to organize, the KKK will deliberately come and plant and subvert, kill people, do whatever, and blame it on the organizers to squash. In fact, to imprison the leaders, charge them bogus charges. Same thing is going on in Liberia. For those of you who are not familiar with the old South, the Jim Crow, you are living the Jim Crow era in Liberia. Same tactics. Same tactics. Over and over and over and over from 1822 when they arrived to what they are today. Nothing has changed much. Police brutality, shooting people, beating people, going around and trying to suppress the will of the people, make sure they don't come out. Those are all tactics from the page of Jim Crow. For those of you who don't know Jim Crow, it was one of the worst era in human history in the United States, where black people, the minority, were suppressed by force. And some would say children of that era, people who suffered that era. When they went to Liberia, they imported what hurt them the most. But they found those tactics to be effective because it was used on their great-great-grandfather, and up to today, they are still using those tactics. Shooting people, opposition disappearing, falsely charging folks, implicating people, infiltrating them. When you hear about the former FBI director, Hoover, J. Hecker Hoover, did everything to implicate Martin Luther King. Tap his phone, follow him everywhere he went, everybody who was associated with. Same tactic. But Mary, Sarah, we're talking about your hometown. We're talking about what's going on down south. We have a lot to talk about. We want to talk about some of the issues that were raised from our office in Monrovia. We talk about the stand protest today. We talk about the Liberia National Police, their firearms. I don't know, are they saying that the fact that they said that members of STAN may have disarmed, disrobed of a national police officer? I find that very hard to believe that a man with a gun, a police trained officer with a gun will be disrobed and disarmed. These are some of the things we are talking about when we're talking about a playbook from the old order. Can you imagine a regular person going to a police and say, give me your gun, or take the gun from him, and then What is going on in the country? Sarah, this one here, this freedom message past Margot.
Margot.
Disarm and disrobe a police officer and took his gun?
You know that's not true. You know that's not true. They just like to do all kinds of things in that country. I mean, if he was in the midst, of a lot of people. Was he in the midst of the crowd? And he showed his gun? What is he doing in the midst of people with guns? Because he wants to send a message out there. He was planted there to send a message out there that group had a gun. He wanted to change the narrative of the protest. That's what he wanted to do. And that was his mission, to change the narrative of the protest. And this is the same thing. This is the agenda of the Rascal Mission government. Every time there is a situation wherein the people want to voice their concern, they come up with these Jim Crow attitude to change the narrative. And that's exactly what they tried to do, but they did not succeed. They did.
Honorable Pewee, the police chief is telling the stand leader to produce the arm. I find it very difficult that a trained officer that has his gun in his holster, that knows how to handle and secure his gun, to say that the police may have been disrobed and disarmed and his arm taken. I may have been hearing it wrong, but even if that is the case, it's just hard to believe.
Very, very, very hard to believe. It's a very bizarre situation, very bizarre. And the reason why I'm saying this is that whilst you're a police officer, first and foremost, expose himself, I don't know, it's something difficult to comprehend. But listening to the police chief, I think it's just quite unfortunate that first and foremost, it is against the regimentation first that the way if it is true that gun is coming from one of the officers, if it is true, how did that police officer manage for that to happen? That police officer needs to be reprimanded seriously. I don't know why, if it is true. And another situation here is that Seleke Kromah, I think he want to be more political as a police officer than the kind of police officer we expect him to be. You can be the chief of police and you sometimes just overly political and all of things. He has to be. This is Liberia. Liberia is a very small country, and beyond become a very deep country. And the tactics of the politics in Liberia are going to change. The system going to change. You can be the policeman. You can be this. Things going to change in our country rapidly. And in terms of the quest for power now is increasing in the minds of people, and you don't play with people in the way the situation unfolding. And I saw Honorable Modu exhibiting the gun, but I don't know the origin of that story actually. So that's one of the reasons I was trying to call him to see if we could really get somebody here. He from that going through. But this is to hear the police chief. I mean, I'm just a little baffled about this situation, but and the ways things are unfolding in the country. But again, it's just somehow, and he giving ultimatum for the weapon to be returned, and that he's torturing criminal charges and all those things to disarm armed officer. Of course, if it is true, if they did that, if it is true, and I want to be very honest and frank here.
Of course, it's illegal.
Yeah, if it is true that he did that, that's a very serious offense.
Of course.
My point, if anybody did that, no matter the location of the officer, we have to respect the law, the criminal laws of our country, the penal law. It protects officers also because they are there, they are on the line to protect life and property. If any very disgruntled anyone with more negatively belligerent against an officer of the law, As one of my men would say, Mr. Ibu and men say, I am officer of the law.
That's right.
When the officer of the law tell you to do things, I'm charging you for talking back at the officer of the law.
That's right.
Yeah,
But
right,
Honorable Pewee, just imagine with cameras everywhere. I mean, today everybody has a camera. The press people, the regular people record.
I don't know.
And nobody was fine because to disarm a police officer is a major fight.
Okay? It is a major fight.
You will have to fight, and nobody saw it. But you know, and they're not telling which officer's arm was taken.
Exactly.
It was taking nothing.
Exactly. And Mobile Muru is giving the narration he's giving is different from the account of the police chief. Yeah, Mobile Muru account is different. The account I'm getting from the other end is different from the account because one of the guys, journalists that I've known for long, I was just talking to him a moment ago. He said, comrade, the two accounts we're getting with is not clear. Before I got there, this happened, but we just saw Mobile Muru account is totally different. Mobile Muru account is an intruder. They have evaded them, went there to pose as one of the protesters, so to blend them as problematic and those that were coming to cause some trouble in. And they spotted him, they're intelligent, uncovered him also, and they disarmed him.
That's right.
The police chief is giving another account of that. He's disproving that, giving another account that it's one of the officer arm. How did the officer get this arm? We want to know that story. You see, that's why I said the chief of police has to be a little mindful. The society is you're going to be police director today, tomorrow you may not be police director. And some people active may come back to be in that area, may just come in some years. So you have to be mindful. You will be police chief, you will not be police chief tomorrow. So you can be haunted by some of these statements and all of that. Liberia is a country that the politics is going to change. They're going to change. So we need to get a justification, and not only justification, but some serious explanation here as to where did that gun come from? Did it come from an imposter that came in the midst of the protester, the peaceful protester, to tame them? Did he come to tame the record of the protest? If that is true, then yes, the guys are right to disarm him. Then if it is true, then they will find a means to appropriately turn the arm over to law enforcement. I think they should do that.
Of course.
But they should do that on the record that, this man was an intruder, and then turn him over, then he should be prosecuted for having done illegally in the country. But if it is an officer, bring the officer forward. He explained, he gave his account of the story. Arrest him. It's just difficult to get here. We won't see the officer, then the policeman say not behind making. It's not all about news. So now he shut up and protect the people. It's not about the news. You don't come and just say I'm behind the camera and say, I'm getting automated to bring the things on there, then you want you were scared. No. So you don't do those things with us. I thought you'll come to the officer. It's this country, Rawa. You will see that officer will be exhibited if on camera. So the man when he will attack. It's on a business that will be serious charges coming. Then you go say that you alone saying that you come because gun. I mean, it's just unfortunate, man. On a serious note.
Robert Garguah, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Good to be on.
Your police chief need to be a little more sophisticated if you wanted to implicate people. Okay, there's camera everywhere. That a police officer will wrestle to the ground and they took his gun, and nobody saw anything. Was he a plainclothes police officer?
I come in 2 seconds, please. That if that thing was you were going to train,
of course.
You know why they disarm the policeman?
Yeah, on the ground and fighting. Bravo, welcome to the show.
Thank you. You know, I first of all, let me say happy birthday to Mr. Nagbe.
Waiting for you to come out. Maybe he's going to celebrate, but I will hope
Mr. Nagbe, happy birthday. We wish you long life and many more years to come. But you know, I'm trying to choose my words wisely. But I think that the Inspector General of the National Police, I think he's chewing more than he can digest. And he must be cautious. And I agree with most of what Sylvester said. And perhaps he has no intention of staying in Liberia after this administration. I don't know how else to put it. But I think he's doing a bit too much. I think he's performing a bit too much. I think he has exceeded the thuggery expectation or the tough guy expectations uh, than most anticipated, because everyone knows that, and those who admire him, uh, that admiration did not come from a guy who appears to be tough, but I think was more so for a guy who appeared to have more calm to him, and more logic. But for some reason, I don't know what has become or what has taken over him. Uh, he often appears to want to display this tough guy persona, and I don't think it's working. I don't think it's working. It's not, because he's not a tough guy. And just because you are a police inspector general does not mean you have to display or deport this personality of your predecessors. People like Joe Tay. Joe Tay was not known to be, and I don't want to, because I didn't know him much, but I read of him, and there have been stories. He was known to be a militant, a military police officer. He was a tough. That was his personality. It wasn't forced. It was part of who he was, and I think part of that came from the circumstances, the government, the security aspect. Listen, we are in a democracy. For God's sake, Liberia has sustained consistent peace for the past decades. What we need is professionalism. What we need is a calm head. And so he must slow down. And strategically, Sylvester, I don't think this was a wise choice. I think the police were thinking, you know what? I think it's time we go out and say, yes, I think this is a negative thing for Stan and Molo to say he disarmed a police officer. But this is the age of technology where cameras are all over the place. The first time I heard that, I ran to social media and I typed in Stan disarming a Liberian police. Not a single video out there for that. Where is the video? Where is the video? Not a single video out there. And if this is a police officer, and I think that the inspector general must not come and answer more questions. If this was a police officer who was planted amongst peaceful protesters to create chaos. I wrote a post last night and I said the police chief must slow down, because I think his primary responsibility is to provide security and safety for not only Unity Party partisans, or not only protests that are attended by high-level government officials like himself, like the say no to drug protests, but by all Liberians, including those with opposing views. You can't begin to selectively pick who is allowed to protest in front of the executive mansion and who isn't. When the said no to drug protests happened, there were no query about where protesters could go. Or is it because Gregor Coleman and others were part of that protest? Were there any chaos created? Did the police not provide security as they should? So why have this crazy press conference and create this pandemonium and create chaos and create this something that does not even exist? Why do that? And telling people you are not allowed at the executive mansion. Who is Gregor Cole? This is the people's government. Joseph Boakai would not be at the executive mansion if Liberians, regardless whether they voted for him or not, did not vote for him. This is not campaign. The president is the president of all Liberians, including those who did not vote for him, including those who does not subscribe to his policies. He is still responsible for the Dopoh. He is responsible for all of those guys. He is the president too. They're not trying to enter the executive mansion. They're trying to demand to hold their government accountable. It doesn't matter what their positions were prior to this. It's important that we listen to their cries. It's important that we listen to them. Even if you don't like Molu, what about all those other people on the street today? I saw market women. I saw elders on the street today. What about those kids that were on the street today? You don't have to like Molu to listen to the cries of even if it were 3 Liberians on the street today trying to hold their government accountable. So where did this police officer come from? So I think this is going to backfire on the police. That Gregory Coleman and his men intentionally planned an undercover police officer armed in the midst of peaceful protesters to create chaos or to create a story. What would have happened? What if that gun would have gone off by a man in the protest? It would have been a whole different headlines. That the stand protesters had guns and a gun went off. What if someone would have gotten hurt? I don't think the police would have been talking about Stan disarming one of his officers. It would have been a whole different story. So let's talk about this. Is it a norm for police to plant armed police officers in the midst of peaceful protesters? Is it a norm? Or is it a violation of the laws? What if these guys weren't tipped off? So I have no quarrel that Stan and his men were able to disarm whoever had that gun. Because prior to doing so, they had no incline that this person with this gun was an undercover police officer. If the police can prove that they did, then let Gregory Coleman come and prove that. But if I was part of that protest and I saw someone with arm undercover amongst us, and there are no expectations that Gregory or Molu was supposed to come with gun, or any protesters were there with gun, I would do the same thing for the safety of those protesters. So what is the noise here? What is the noise here? I think the police officer, the police chief must slow down. He's creating more chaos for this government. He's creating chaos in places and areas where they do not exist. And he's becoming a serious problem professionally for JMB. He needs to slow down. Thank you.
Well, sir, if the government and the IG and even people in our chat rooms and on our thread here, they are saying, if they are saying that the protests were poorly attended, nobody attended, and nobody saw the police officer being disrobed when, because according to them, there were just few people there. If there were a few people there and a police officer being either wrestled to the ground or dragged and disarmed, and nobody saw it because there were just few people there, were not even plenty of people, and nobody saw it, with all the camera, with all the journalists and police, and nobody saw somebody, even in this country, how to call them, the undercover police, they carry their badges, right? On their chin, on their neck, in their pocket. So that when they meet you, they will take it off, say, I'm police or whatever, identify themselves. They may not be in clothes, but they have their chain on their necks and they have their badges going. If that police officer never went to the press to say, listen, this is what's happening to me, and all of a sudden, the police come out and gave an ultimatum, if we don't return our gun, I'm going to...
Well, Mr. Gayman, you and I know that whole thing was a distraction. You and I know if they had any evidence of that, it would have been all on social media. You and I know that. But the whole thing, like we have been seeing, it was all meant to change this narrative. That the protest was not successful. They were not allowed. They already started saying that. But if you even have 2 persons in the street to protest, that protest is a success. Because what? That is a voice against your government. That is a voice that is checkmating your government. That is a voice that is telling you the way you're proceeding is wrong. So I don't know what the person all around with all this. Look, failed protest, this, that.
But sir, right, there were only 2 people there. How come they didn't see the people? Because everybody should.
All these little guys got cameras.
Everybody
that journalists in the country now. Everybody got camera. So why didn't see it?
Including the police.
including the police. And where is the police? Even if it was true, what brought him in the midst of protesters in the first place? So just like the police IG feels he's untouchable. He feels he's this mighty man of whatever army, but he can't carry his mightiness to the border. He can't go anywhere around the border. That's how other truck that are passing all around where we see it at the border. Our people are still there displaced. Guineans are still positioned there, but they never show their strength over there. They show their strength on innocent Liberians who are fighting to hear the voice, to get the voices heard. These are the people they're going after. Just police agents need to calm down. That's the reason why, even some of the people in Trump government don't want to see him. They don't even want to say hello to him because of the way he proceeding. And we'll catch up with him.
Well.
I think another point quickly here is that let's agree you're sending an undercover person in the midst of the protester. My own little understanding study that I know about this kind of covert operations. You don't send an undercover person in the midst of those things that get intelligent with arm on them.
No,
that's
reckless.
Nobody.
Isn't that public safety endangerment?
Because one here is that you may have to portray yourself to be like the scene with the other polo. His mission is to go get information. His mission is not to carry nothing of arm, no bash, nothing whatsoever. He's going there as the way Pewee is, or the way ordinary person in the military. He says that he may even be carrying a placard. His mission is to get information. You see, I don't know how they're going about this. You don't.
One minute, please. Your name and where you calling from?
Thank you, man. I'm from Kamara. I'm from screen to call. Let me say greetings to the rest of the panelists on the show. Closing argument, as I believe, and many well-Liberians believe, it is an independent platform. It is a spell of.
Are you talking to my running behind you? So.
You got car issues or LEC issues.
Go ahead, Abu.
I'm breathing away.
This platform is noted for reporting nothing less than the facts. You have people with diverse view on a platform, people with diverse political background on this platform. So it is fair to the public to report nothing less than the facts. Well, I think it's Larry. Now people are bringing their emotions to the platform instead of reporting the facts.
Okay.
They are now bringing sentiment. So I just want to deal
So what is your facts? What is your facts?
Yeah, go ahead with the fact. Give us the facts.
Okay, so the fact is the Liberia National Police under Seleke Kromah, as the Constitution provides, must protect the lives of every Liberian in respect of a political party. Since the inception of this government, headed by President Bwaka. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. We're listening.
Okay. So since the inception of this government under the leadership of President Bwaka, the police has exhibited an exemplary leadership by providing an enabling environment for protesters. Unlike time past, people were being brutalized, people were being coerced, induced, evidenced by the brutalization meted against one of the student leaders of the University of Liberia, Water Susu. So today, nobody.
Abu, go from place and
police, madam, give me 10.
Yeah, let him finish.
Give me 10. If you're serious, you're supposed to come with that. If you're serious, you come with that. So like I was saying, Mr. Gayman, you trust your independence, your intelligence. So if you are moderating the show, please, I beg you, we as well. Do not allow people to bring their emotions to the conversation. Let people report nothing less than the facts. Because this platform is well regarded by even us as within government. Don't think because our officials don't appear on the show and you think we're not following. We are following religiously, evidenced by the comment made by Our party tell me you want to be press engagements. We follow religiously. So people should not come and bring our emotion to issues. That people report that in less than a fact. So you got people like Rabbo who say you are independent man and our situation come on the show and speak out loud. You should discover that. That's one. Chief, that was my point.
Okay, hold on 1 minute. Honorable Pewee, I think you want to ask this man some questions.
No, I just wanted to say to him that this is not about sentiment. There's no sentimental issue brought here. And I agree, Abu, and I believe if I were in your shoes, sometimes I would have been more animated to come back and defend the system because I benefit from the largesse of the system. It's fair.
I'll be back. I have some issues to resolve.
But Abu is benefiting from the
He ain't got money for the
system.
scratch
But let me just remind him, I know he's going. He just want to come back.
He got money for data.
I just want to say to him, this police under Gregor Kuma, all the things he said, the King George thing, the K2 person, was that protecting? The one who King George asked situation, the K2 protesters got killed King George. Five. The K innocent guy the last time in the rehab era. Is that protecting the citizenry? Abu, we shouldn't be sentiments to bear here. I know you benefit from the largesse.
He said must be fair, but he forgot about the facts.
You know, that's what I wanted to say to him. That's what I just wanted to remind him about that.
The police officer who did it up, the police officer was being penalized, the police officer was being penalized.
It must be the fact again. Why you forgot about all of facts?
So I just want to remind him on that Gregory Coleman as police chief has not been doing well. He's been and the last time when this man called him Gestapo and other things, I want to agree with you. He's operating a state kind of a police, and you don't operate the police force that way. The police force was created statutorily to defend life and property. That's the statutory responsibility of the Liberia National Police. But if you politicize it,
you people
in just a kind of a way, this is wrong and this is unacceptable. Where in the world you will see a policeman chief say the disarm an officer, you cannot display that officer. We don't know the officer.
Yeah.
Why you will keep the name of the officer incommunicado? Listen. We are not stupid people in coming up, so you have to be mindful. If you blunder, you blunder. If you send someone that they disarm somebody, you pour down that officer, you want as a man officer. Why will you pour an undercover officer to take an arm in the midst of peaceful protesters that don't have arms?
So where my disagreement comes in, and the reason why we are going to address it in a more moderate way because guys, every day patriotism on the show.
So you walk after me now?
Too funny.
Go ahead.
My begin, you start well with me. You're not going to work for 5 months.
Abu gonna pay.
Listen, let Abu talk, man. You let Abu talk. No, but Sarah, you gotta let him talk.
Mr. Gayman, the man finish talking. Let Robert respond to the man. And the man
no, Robert coming, but Sarah, let him land. Go ahead.
Robert, maybe you uncle.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute her. Don't worry. Go ahead.
Is it right? I can be defending your man party, your friend party.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Pewee.
Yeah, Pewee. So the thing is, the guy was not planted among the protesters.
Okay.
He was not planted among the protesters. Have you read the release by the Liberia National Police 2 hours ago?
Yes.
You did not read it. Okay, this fellow the police officer was on his way to work.
Okay.
Apprehended. We didn't release. Pewee. We didn't release. That's it.
You noted.
Abu, they put the officer in the crowd, they collect in the brought in the crowd, they disarm me.
That's why I just told you. We didn't release. By the enemy.
Have you read it? Mr. Gayman, you got a release?
No.
Let Abu provide a release in the chat room.
Have you read a
release in the chat room?
I put it in the chat room.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
Put
it in the chat room really quick.
Stop wasting your time.
Okay.
You're not coming here. You should come there when you're serious. That's serious. Serious is that you can't protest.
So
Abu,
Abu, who are the officer?
Who? Come again?
The name of the officer.
Oh, I just seen the release there. Somebody else seen the release. I just seen the release just now.
They say LMP declared Mr. Moriba Molu armed and dangerous.
Look at that. Look at that.
Hey, God, bro. Oh, they say Moriba Molu is armed and dangerous. Order immediate surrender of police issue firearm. That's the issue. That's secondly. So that's this.
And that should be neutral and objective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Abu. Oh.
Now what did I finish?
Abu did a go, but Honorable Pewee, can you read that armed and dangerous piece again so we can know? Because when I'm in Liberia, I gotta stay away from Moluba Molu.
Yeah, they say LMP declares Mr. Moluba K. Molu armed and dangerous. Ordered immediate surrender of police issued firearm. The Liberian National Police wishes to inform the public that it has received credible intelligence indicating that a firearm seized from a police officer during today's public.
Okay, so my data did not finish as insinuated by you people. What happened is I had to go up and fall back because my call was interrupted by a local call.
They call the man the individual identified as Mr. Mobake Molu. So there's a new debate. I just seen the video. There's a new debate.
Thank you. Oh. Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
This is Abraham Conan, I'm from New Jersey.
Go ahead.
Let me say good afternoon to all of you, Pewee, Sarah, and of course, Robert. Fascinating topic. You know, listen, man, I would just wasted you guys the time of this show and nothing he offered to the Discord. The fact of the matter is that this man came and he attacked the show. He attacked you guys talking about you should come with fights. Please tell me, what did Abu provide on the show? Nothing actually. Misleading and concocted things. He talk about a Gestapo that has been running the country headed by Gregory Cole. And you talk about him being an orderly police chief. You want to enumerate the situation? This is the very police that took the opposition political party chairman and bundled him into a pickup who wanted to be apologetic about it later on. This is the very police at the time they had a protest. People that were never even around the protest scene, they grabbed them and bundled them into the car and took them only to release them up to today's day. They never instituted any kind of case against them. This is the police that invaded a home and established a police depot at a
Are you muted, Mr. Gayman? What happened?
Hey, Lord, we're talking something against the government.
I think Mr. Gayman is having some issue with his line.
Oh.
Okay, so let's announce the line from our end here.
Where is Pewee then?
I think Pewee is probably in the back.
Go ahead, man. You're saying something.
Okay, so I would like to open the line so people can call Government receiving some calls back. So 0777 649986 plus 231 0777 For our WhatsApp line, we have plus 231 888 297311 or 0777 649986 for our diaspora line. Okay, we have our first caller. Who's on the line here? Hello, caller.
How you doing? Hello.
Yeah, I'm okay. Your name, where do you come from? Can you please be audible a little bit? Okay, one second. Go ahead and make your point.
Yes, my point is on one issue. This is two-way in. Because what I'm saying is those video on the police, arresting police, like police down. Any video do that, it's all going into a more amazing, your car, in a more amazing for my protest. And while here, although I'm not today, I won't, or while here, I have a friend, I won't go protest of people. lady, when you were working as a lady, show him to go like I got a police officer. And there's some guy on the protester called him, and he went there. But after unfortunately, he said he stood up Liberia. That's what he said. And unfortunately, while we asked all the questions, asking why he was sued for which party he from, say yes, we know where he from, from Liberia. And through that, we tried searching his bag. We saw one his bag. One took in here. So that was a police officer. So there's no video that will show before they were not a protester ground or walking into the protester area, but they were not a protester thing or to confront him.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for making that clarity. Hello, caller. Animo, where do you call from?
Yeah, I'm Julian Freeman. I'm calling from Capital Baba.
Capital Babas. Make a point.
Yeah, I'm very interested in this evening. And let me be sincere with you. The Liberia National Police did extremely well today, but there were some shortcomings.
Why are those shortcomings? Go ahead.
The individual has been named while on his way to work and allegedly as quoted by the police or RD that he was beaten and his gun was being taken from him by some unknown citizens.
Mm-hmm.
The issue here, in the first place, Moroba Malu has been accused by the RG of having the pistol that was allegedly taken from the officers. But the first thing we do all along there is that peaceful assembly should be done in a peaceful manner. The intent of our citizens today, it is in the right trajectory. They were exercising their constitutional right.
That's
so
good.
people should not look at it on the negative side. The position of the government, Waka took over, he came without scheming. I say that you are going to build and you are going to empower Liberia and you are going to build Liberia. But it is contrary. The economic situation in the country is very bad. Liberians these days, they cannot afford $100 under this regime. They sell to clean rescue mission that is operating on.
Okay. Thank you also much. 077764996 plus 2310777649986. We have our WhatsApp line is plus 231888649. Let's pick up this caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yeah, Nima, where do you call from? Please be audible.
My name is calling from Toby District.
Please stay away from a monitor. You're calling from Toby District.
Okay. It's all right.
Yes, it's much better. Let's go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm coming right through it.
And appreciation to protesters.
Okay.
Please. They show up and they tell the world that they are corruption. There is a corruption in this government. There is a secret killing in the government. There's a misuse of power in this government, and also that we are trying to be a country that is exporting drugs.
Okay.
So I'm clear with me today. They actually made my day, and the police actually talk about the protester being on police officers. They took the police officer gun for him. And the first day, what I observed is that the government, so supportive the government told us that there are few people that turned up to the protests. The protesters were very small. How come we did not see a video? We did not see an action that police officers were beaten and the gun was taken away? We did not see a single video on that. You see that? So the police agent is a usual behavior of the police agent to provide a misleading information. The police agent is always in a constant habit
or making citizens to be a friend to exercise our political franchise.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
in this case, the
Close up
president
quickly.
had to prove to all reasonable doubt that indeed the policemen were going to work. He was not among the protesters. He was not protesting with the protesters. The gun was not in his hand. Somebody said the gun in the bed. There's no gun in the bed. The gun on the side of the young man. Among the protesters, protesters go to protest. What are you doing in a middle gun? Just to get bad image so that Molu can be arrested and be persecuted by the unlawful government.
Okay. Thank you all so much. Mr. Gayman, you have a question. Just take it up.
Go ahead, Chief.
We have other calls coming in.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Gayman, I'm confused. You know, my internet keep interrupting by a local call. So I listen to Mr. Abraham Kone, and Mr. Abraham Kone having to be a supporter of the CDC. The reason being, I don't want to go somehow, because I think it has room with people who I respect highly, and I eagerly respecting highly. But I don't think he have more of the question correctly or the question of the security sector on a Bwaka, where he as a citizen was here. Security apparatus wearing party paraphernalia instead of them being impartial. Well, Mr. Kone, when you have folks from the CDC after two force another protest on the 26th of July, and you have folks from that party when they counter protest, what did the police do? What did the police do? They come on the show and say you want to attack me. What did the police do? We got to moral before desecrated almost every cell of our country.
They might get to my job.
You want to let them know?
Thank you, Mr. Gayman. We have calls back from. Let's pick up this call.
Let's take the call, Mr. Gayman.
Hello, caller. Yeah, Nima, where do you call from?
Okay, Abu, we got a lot of people.
Make a point.
A lot of people on the line. Hold on.
Let me want to make another point.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. Let me already done. Let's pick up the next caller. Abu, you having people kind of argue to your statement here. Hello, caller.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay. Nima, where do you call from?
Well, Thomas, we found one and calling you from Australia.
Okay, make your point.
Well, if Joseph Walker led government have failed us, they shouldn't try to blame on Kehleboe to say because Molu is speaking on behalf of the masses and they are there, they want to say make Molu to be painted black, and we will not actually listen to their statement because anything you are saying, you should try to come up with evidence that will prove to us that yes, this take place, but they are failed already. So let us sit down and wait and be thinking on any other things that will be coming on the year 2029.
Okay, thank you all so much. 2029 will tell. Hello, caller. Anima, where do you call from? Next caller.
Hello, my name is Daniel Billy. I call you from the Nizo there.
Nizo, go ahead, make a point.
Yes, I just want to appreciate for the topic on the discussion for the better. But I want to say that mobile model, if you careful for yourself. Everything misleading the public, lying. I don't know what we want to prove today. Our in the protest, our test, our person in the gallery. I was there, nobody carry arms. The young man is discussing that his army is a police officer, is a bloody lamb. It's still happening on 11 streets, think up. And we all go to the capital building. Where we move on and we come to
but the RG confirmed. The RG confirmed that the gun is belonging to Liberia National Police. Was taken from an officer. So how did Molu lie?
I agree. I say that Molu. I agree that the gun was taken from, but the men were playing by the national police and their own police.
Okay, so but you were saying that Molu is lying, so maybe probably you are contradicting yourself.
No, maybe I'm talking fast.
Okay, okay. Thank you also much. Let's pick up this next caller. 077764986. Hello, caller. Nima, where do you call from?
Yeah, I'm a friend from my brother call from Marshall.
Okay, the man's already off the line. Go ahead, make a point.
No, it's not a just one man I come
Oh God, we lost our caller.
I mean, I already called me up, man. Let's move on.
077764986.
The guy called. He called Mr. Connors.
You have someone here.
One minute.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. How you doing?
I'm okay. Nima, where do you call from? The Hajo. Make a point.
Yeah, okay. You see, the first thing when it comes to security, the Liberia National Police deployed security to protect the protesters. So where were the other police that were deployed before the magnet would have other men that were going to try and just join money crowd and the army? There was no police officer around because they told us that they want to provide security for Liberian people. So under what condition that someone will be passing, the United Police phone and go in and go check in there and call the other men to find out. So I really understand.
Okay. You really understand. That's good.
1 minute, guys.
Yeah, Mr. Gayman, you go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Conan, he called your name, so I had to call you back. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, my brother. I appreciate it. You know, my dear little brother, apparently, maybe he have just heard my voice. He have really not seen me before. First and foremost, I was never in Liberia. I've been out of Liberia for a protracted period anyway. But the fact that he called on the show and literally attacked the show, and you guys on the show talking about presenting fights to the people, and nothing he presented or partisan or gibberish he spoke to you people, and that's the reason why I was trying to set the record straight. The realities are there. That's a Gestapo behavior. The records are there. This police chief went to control and kill people under his watch. This police chief arrested a political party leader that had nothing to do and bundled him into a car only for them to be apologetic about it later. This police chief, there was a demonstration that indeed they took people that were nowhere around the demonstration and bundled them only for them to release them, and there was nothing that they could prosecute them for. So for him to come here and talk about, Mr. Connor said this, Mr. Connor said that, forget about political alignment. Speak to the facts, old man. Speak to the issues here. I know you're a leader like just of the United Party, so be it. You can protect it anyway. But when you come and take a reputable platform like this, present the facts to the people, especially in defense of your government. But the man you are defending, he has a record. There's a notoriety of exhibiting some violent behavior against the citizenry. Again, let me just close on this, brother. It's obvious that the likes of the young men I call and the police chief, he don't know, maybe at the time to walk in our country, Garguah called maybe around 9 years or so. There were police officers in our country, even up to the time of Garguah, I call it Jote, I guess Garguah was still young. But those police chiefs exhibited a lot of brutality against people, and we saw what happened to them in our country. The records become indelible. People never going to forget it. So if you come here to talk about an issue that transpired, say the fight. Don't come attacking this platform. Don't come attacking people. You attack Robert, you attack everybody else talking about they come with partisan sentiments. They are not this sentimental. People are speaking to the facts, my brother. So again, I hope if I want to debate the issues, anytime he get on the platform, I'm open to his debate on issues. Issues that the shortfall of this police chief and his behavior towards the citizenry. We'll do it chronologically.
Yes,
They speak the facts.
Thank you.
Hello, stay open for monitor. Hello, caller, Nima, where do you call from?
Hello, my name is Kamara, calling from Nagbe.
Okay, Madam Kamara, make a point.
Yeah, just getting over when they talking about, you know that you are SOD, some of the devil doing chancellor.
SATL.
Then they just come up what they talking about. He and myself live in the same community.
Abu Kamara.
It was false.
Oh,
But
okay.
they wanted to pin like the past government black. Yeah. So they will not be saying that they will advance call for people, then no media will pick it up. And they have a lot of internet. Everybody now, they are journalists by themselves. Then nobody will respond it. When God is over now, what do you want to prove? There were people before him, and there will be people after him. So you shouldn't make yourself famous.
Okay.
And that one brother led, because brother is the same people. They are the same people. The son of the devil. They are the ones.
Okay, so before we keep on taking calls, let's just play this statement from the Inspector General of Police, RG Seleke Kromah.
Nyenwolo.
Can you read it? Okay, there you go.
It constitutes a criminal offense. We know you got it, and you must bring it now, we're waiting for you. Thank you. Other than Nyenwolo, bring our gun. It constitutes a criminal offense. We know you got it, and you must bring it now, we're waiting for you. Thank you.
So that's the Inspector General of Police, RG Seleke Kromah, instructing the chairman of STAN to return the gun. Let's pick up this caller. We have more calls coming. Hello, caller. Stay away from a monitor, or else we'll drop you. Yeah, Nima, where do you call from? Please stay away from a monitor.
Yeah, I'm Jerome Gayman calling from Nyenwolo.
Okay, make your point.
Yeah, the issue of Seleke Kromah, he needs to be investigated. But the audio you play, you got any of your colleagues from EFDC, then you get the entire audio. Because I get any part of it. He began the argument by saying the police will use all necessary means to ensure that Molu faces criminal investigation regarding the peso that got missing today while the officers were on their way to town.
Okay.
He felt sure to name the name of the officer. But all in all, we appreciate our national police for exercising restraint today. The citizens did well. There are growing hardships among our people, and there's a need that will go to the ballot box 2029 to get this catastrophe out of our country. Thank you, and thank you ever so much.
Okay, welcome. 077-649-986. 077-649-986. For our international line, we have +1 856-676-5136. Better still, +1 772-940-2871. Let's pick up this call on the line. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yeah, Yanima, where do you call from?
My name is Victor Gray. I'm calling from Labasi.
Okay, make a point.
Yeah, my question I want to ask before I make my point, brother. Police of the chief guard is in this country today. Because when I was going around red light today, where Mama, I saw the protesters, they were not too many police with camera people. So where's the video? Where's the video? Then the police chief showed the video to show the evidence that he did. There was an armed man they arrested today. Even the Morwa man, we did not see any. Do you have a video? I don't have. So then they show evidence and stuff, really stabbing or family in the country that Morwa Bulu is armed to see. It's unprofessional. Do you have a video?
Okay, thank you. No one has the video. Let's pick up this call. Hello, caller.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, Nima, where do you call from?
I'm Abraham still calling from Township of West Point.
West Point Township. Make a point.
Actually, I'm following the competition very well. And tell me what happened today was just an incident, but the police is proceeding the wrong way. If the armed possession of Mr. Molu as there belongs to the police, it should be able to identify for each armed terrorist number, identify the armed press that this is so armed that is in the possession of this man and was taken for so officer. Yes, something like that.
Okay.
Because if the man and then they bring different out there, how will we know that yes, I'm here for the police officer and this is duality? That's my point.
Okay, thank you all so much. 077 649986. Librarians are now speaking. 0777649986. For our international line, we have +1 856 676 5136. Let's pick up this next caller. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, your name and where do you call from?
Yeah, my name is Mohamed Kane. From the community.
Just a community. Make a point.
Okay, thank you. I want to say this is Uganda. And I'm trying to
Can you change your location a little bit? Your location or you be audible? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay, good. So the police IG Kehleboe Gongloe, everything like that time. The time of service, time of care of them. So now I'm saying, let's do it for long run to get it. And after a retire from office, you will know why you will in the structure. Maybe the only thing is you can run away to sit down over. This America is protecting it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all so much. 0777649986. 0777649986. For our WhatsApp now have +231 888 21 297311. That's the WhatsApp line. Hello, caller.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah, make a point. Your name and where do you call from?
Yeah, this is Sylvester Pewee calling from the Nyenwolo community.
Okay, make a point. Go ahead.
Yeah, for the gun issues, I really want to know where Molo took the gun that you were having.
Okay, people said 11th Street.
What?
11th Street, 11th Street. It happened on 11th Street.
Yeah, to do what with the gun?
They took the gun from a guy or fellow that Liberia National Police have identified to be a police officer. Yeah. Thank you.
And what was he doing with the gun?
That's a question we are here to hear, because during a deliberation, it was the time he identified that gun issue. It was the time he raised the issue, but no media practitioner were around to capture that scene when the gun issue took place. Okay.
So because who is Molo to arrest gun?
They are protesters, so they are going to protest peacefully. So anyone that is found in the act of going against their goal of the protest, then that's something that they have the right to hold on that person and maybe probably turn it over or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and I'm glad there were police around guarding them. They didn't reach to the.
But police officers were there. No need of protesters reaching out to police officer. Police officers were all around. They could handle that issue, but maybe probably because of some other reasons or however the case may be, that's the issue of the Liberia National Police. Okay. Thank you. Let's pick up this caller. Hello, caller. I'm okay. Your name and where do you come from?
Yeah, my name is Ishwaka from District 10.
District 10. What's your county? Make a point.
Well, I want to find out which model they're talking about. The man who former presidency, anywhere they go out of the country, they get money and take some. I put in a personal view. I see man who told us when the president, former president, before he gave him a job, you have to do something with a woman. That model you're talking about.
You know the model you're talking about. We don't know the kind of model you're talking about.
I see. No, you don't start making for model, nothing back on it. Model, look, if you want around there, you'll get tired. If you can't get you there.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you also much, sir. 0777649986. Mr. Gayman, if you're ready, just let me know. We'll cross over to bring the continuation of the show. 0777649986. Our WhatsApp line is +231 888 297311. Our WhatsApp line is 0777649986. Let me pick up this caller. Hello, caller. Yeah, your name and where do you call from? Please be audible.
My name is Michael P. Gray, calling from Tinker Village.
Tinker Village, make your point.
Okay, let the IG be very, very serious in this country. One, as a assistant police officer, he said Molu took away one of the police guns. In the first place, he can't call the person name, the police officer. One, the gun that was taken for the police officer, there should be a serial number. Two, how many rounds was in it? Three, you can't tell somebody, okay, same one that will take gun, or which gun? Which gun? Who's the police officer? So let you be serious and tell on the Molu will take a gun over to him.
Okay, thank you. So Liberia National Police have launched investigation into this gun issue, set up investigation team to investigate this entire matter. Hello, caller.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, your name and where do you call from?
Yeah, I'm just working for you for who camp. I'm up here.
Who for who? Make your point.
Okay, my point is discussing natural drugs. The people strike against the drugs. They are talking about one single gun. That distraction. Natural drugs. Platinum Hotel, Kickback, Contra. We see a whole lot of casino there just for the country. You guys got to get serious on the show. And I got it called. The mere formality there, you have to look at the issue very critically and make the restful critique for the Liberian people to understand. The issue is the 90 million drugs we're talking about. What is one single gun? So if you can talk about the 90 million, that one single gun, you put it out there for somebody's leg. So you get to the issue, let Liberian people know that all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Made a certain point here tonight. Take that into consideration. Hello, caller.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, your name and where do you call from?
I'm just in a state being ordered. The most we far. I want to actually know. Yesterday was when you were bringing drugs in Liberia, and now we are exporting drugs. Now I want to know actually if we are producing drugs here now. Because if 19 million drugs is leaving from here, going there with me, we are Liberia is producing drugs now. So the other countries will have to be afraid of us. So we have to work on this issue to see how best we can get rid of this issue. So that is the efforts I have. Liberia have to work.
So like Senator Koga can say Liberia is importing drugs, Liberia is producing drugs and exporting drugs. So that's the issue right now. That's the current level Liberia have reached to right now. Hello, caller.
How you doing?
I'm okay. Your name and where do you come from?
Calling from the red light bill.
Red light, make your point.
Okay. Concerning the gun, I got a few questions to be addressed. The first one is if Molu ever arrested a gun as a civilian, what is the right to that gun? Number two, if the police officer was going to work, how did Molu arrest the gun from him? And what position was that gun in before Molu got concerned to arrest the gun from him? Because I guess every officer that have gun on them, normally it can be in a package on their side. They could be walking and somebody pick at them. They could be walking and try to display the gun and somebody get frightened and jump on them to prevent themselves. So I want somebody to help me answer the question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all so much. Let's pick up this caller. Hello, caller. Nima, where do you call from?
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel Flomo calling from Mosebla.
Okay, Emmanuel Flomo, make your point.
Yeah, just what I call and say, I just have 19 million drugs. I think these are things that I will be focused Torgbean was gone, one gone, just one single gone. You know how many people have gone in Liberia here? People have hijacking our motorcycle. People hijacking in the net, take our motorcycle from us in the net from the same people who have gone is all around here. So I'm going to be able to be discussing how Molba ever gone, they just one single gone. So we have a lot of things to think on. So if a bugger or that what you could continue this saying now, one company which is now they feel the Liberian people. So we shouldn't sit down here today and talk about one single gun.
Okay.
So be discussing about 19 million jobs.
Okay, thank you all so much. 077764996. If there's no call, we cross over to the team to bring you the continuation of the show. 077764996. I think Mr. Gayman is time that you can take over.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me make our appeal again to those of you who are listening to us and our friends and followers. July 26th, we are appealing, making a plea for everybody to chip in so we can put a smile on the faces of our young folks, our employees in Liberia. When you need news from Buchanan, our boys and girls are there. If you need news from Vanjima, you need news from Grand Crew, they are everywhere. We do not pay enough. So we are asking, at least on 26, we can put a smile on their faces. So make your contribution as much as you can. No amount is too small, but be generous in your giving. Cash App, it is the $ TCA 2500. That's the $. TCA 2500. That's for Cash App. And if you are doing Zelle, is 6. Let me see. We got our number posted so I can hardly see the Zelle number here. There you go. The Zelle number is 678-438-3003. Zelle 678-438-3003. If you're using SendWave and you got Lone Star, it is 0888-297311. And if you're using Cellcom or Orange, I think the French people call it Orange, it's 0777-649-986. And the name you want to send it to is Myean D. Torgbean. Myean is Myean D. Torgbean. That's the recipient of the money in Liberia. Every dime will be accounted for. Nothing stays up here with administration. Everything goes to the young folks on the ground. Not young folks, our men and women, our employees on the ground. And we want to be very grateful. We do that twice a year, 26 and Christmas. So please help us out. Let's or if you don't do that, I'm going to send the Omen Baker to your house. And the Omen Baker going to come, Omen Baker, down the Baker. You know, well, you guys are too young. You don't know where Omen Baker is. So, but yes, if you were from the old school, you would know where Omen Baker is. Or the Santa Claus that will come to your house, and you don't want that to happen. I don't even want to send a guild devil to your house. Then everybody's going to run away. So if you know what I know, send us some money. Let me send it to Monroe to these folks. Cash App, capital, I will call it the $ capital TCA 2500. Zelle 678-438-3003. And if you are using SendWave, 0888-297311. If you're using Orange, it's 077-649-986. Thank you very much. We're looking forward to hearing from you. But hopefully Monday or Tuesday, we want to make sure that they have a few days to go and buy the little rice or something for the children. So Friday, we can be all set. So the weekend can be great. When you turn your TV on, you turn your app on when you're here, and you're asking your question, we answer. And the reason that is possible is because these people, look at the time in Liberia, it's almost 12 o'clock midnight. And they are in the studio.
Yep.
Helping us out. And some of them live 45 minutes to an hour. By the time they get home, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and they kind of come right back at 10 o'clock. That's commitment to bringing the news. So guys, please help us out, send some money to these men and women. And yes, somebody texted me, want to know if we had women, female reporters in Liberia that work for us. I want to believe so. I think we have one here before.
Myean can answer that question.
Yeah, Myean, what's the name of the young lady that works for us with you? I think she
Princess. That's Princess.
There you go, Princess. I think she's from the Care Radio segment. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Care.
Okay, she's working through Care Radio, which is our other partner. So yeah, we do have a female, and we'll try to bring more female on. But Rick, you gotta pay the people. And the women, they got more needs, so we got to give them a little more. So God help us out. Let's do this. But let me go to Robert Garguah. Robert Garguah, this thing is pinning a lot of folks on the ground because, why the folks are so defensive when they're doing the right thing. Usually, when you're doing the right thing, you just relax and people praising you. But for you to come out and say, why are you not praising me? You're not doing the right. You are demanding praise. And that's not, it is earned. You can't demand it. It would not happen. Robert?
Well, it's because they're not doing the right thing. I mean, simple as that. But I normally would not like to respond to Abu because I know that.
Waste up your precious time, my brother. No,
yeah, I know that he is always discombobulated and incoherent, and so I don't like to respond to him. But when he talks about facts, and then he comes on and spew the opposite of facts, it tells you what we're dealing with. But I wish Abu can come back another day so that we can discuss how does he feel, just objectively about the police response to what is now known as one of the biggest protests in the history of Liberia, as opposed to this government's response to the Kenjo and to other protests that have happened under the administration, relatively very, very smaller protests. And let me remind Abu of the prisons that the Liberian National Police got under the administration, by the way, under an administration that was deemed very inexperienced under the George Weah administration. The government handled that demonstration very, very, very well, and it's not only because it was attended by, or it was more of an opposition, protest, but because it was a responsible thing to do. It was the responsible thing to do. There were multiple conversations held prior to the June 7 protest between the Liberian National Police and the organizers of the June 7 protest, where an agreement was made. There were no press conference of the kind that we saw last night prior to this protest. There was an agreement. There was a mutual agreement based on democratic tendencies and respect. Recognizing that even though those protesting on June 7th had opposing views of the government's performance, that they had the democratic right to hold that government accountable. And the government understood that principle. They understood that principle so well to the point where senior government officials were sent to receive the June 7 protesters' petition. There were multiple comments made about what is the government afraid of, on court by Moali. If a government is doing well, what is it? What is that government afraid of? And so when you come here and you talk about how Gregory Coleman has performed exceedingly well, and then you question why is it that we are not providing the facts, and you look at how he has conducted in smaller instances himself, and the kind of negative news that have come up in these small instances, you just cannot compare to the previous police chief under an experienced administration led by George Weah, according to Unity Party at the time, and a police officer, according to you guys, who did not have the kind of education that Gregory Coleman has. You cannot even compare the two. When was the last time did your government send anyone today to receive the petition of those citizens in the street, Abu? Instead of laughing at people, even if there were three that had congregated, are they not Liberian citizens? Instead of laughing at them and poking jokes at them, instead of saying, well, you know what, those people are nonsense, we don't care about Molo by Molo, or, right message, but wrong messenger, that you, out of respect for these very democratic tendencies, that you at least say, you know what, we will listen to you. Even if you didn't listen to us then, this is a different administration. We are more mature. We have an elder as president. We won't do the same thing you did. That's not change. We will do better. In fact, we came to rescue this country. And on that basis, we will do differently. Did we see anyone out there to even the lowest tier a minister? Did you even send a deputy minister to go out there and say, listen, on behalf of this government, we hear your concerns and we will accept your petition, and that the government under this administration respect your view and your rights, and they are willing to do better? Did you do that? That would have shown strength. That would have shown leadership. That would have shown a responsible government, a responsible leadership. Did you do that? You didn't do that. Under the last administration, you had a bigger protest. Did we hear anything about police officer being arrested? Police officer planted in the midst of protesters and being disarmed? Did we? In fact, police officers were providing meals, hot meals, to the people who were protesting. So what are the facts you're talking about, Abu? What are those facts? Because they're public record. They're public record. And so when we talk about the contract of how police conducted themselves and how government reacts, you can laugh at George Weah all day. You can laugh at CDC all day. You can call me undercover sedition all day. And how dare you talk about facts in the same voice that you used to call me an undercover sedition, even though that's not factual. And how can I take you seriously, Abu? I'm on record. I've never been a part of any political party in Liberia. Don't worry. I won't be a part of any political party, but I will make a public position for the next election. I'm not playing a passive role. And I'm not supporting Unity Party. But for you to come here and use my relationship to say, oh, Robert, uncover sedition because you hear other people say it, and then you talk about facts. Come on now. Either we're talking facts or we're sharing sentiments. And that's exactly what you just did. Everything you spewed were contrary to the facts, but sentiments, political sentiments. And so what we're saying to you, my friend, those people out there today are police, are Liberian citizens, Abu. Because when Unity Party leaves power, that would not make you less of a Liberian citizen. And if you thought to go in the street to demand accountability for your government, the government in power should not laugh at you only because you oppose to the government policies or the government views. They should respect your view. They should protect your right to protest. The police should provide security for you, not plant undercover armed police officer. By the way, the reason why this is very important is because Gregory Coleman painted a picture of chaos leading up to this. And a lot of people have missed this. But let me remind you, Abu, on the 16th, which was yesterday, the IG said that he said someone was moving illegal firearms into position to be used during this week nationwide protests. Liberia's police chief said he made those statements. And in fact, he named a suspect. and there was some ongoing investigation. So it's a coincidence that this particular person was not found amongst protesters, and none of those protesters were found with gun, but that undercover police officer, as alleged by the police chief, was the one found with gun amongst protesters. Do you think critically? And we don't know the police officer badge number as we speak. The press conference should have been held with that police officer in picture. That yes, here is my badge number. They work for the Liberian people. There's nothing to hide. There is no national security. His life is not a risk. So why is it being hidden? Why don't we know his badge number? Why? Should we take Gregor Coleman's words as a spoken Bible? Should we do that? Come on, man, Abu. And you want me to respond to you? Why? I just wasted my time responding.
Let the man come on the show.
You know? So let's stop this thing. Let's be responsible, not just government, but let's be responsible patriots. Let's be responsible citizens. That we can dialogue. We can disagree without being disagreeable. We can respect each other's views. We can talk about the policy, the issues. The problem is you don't want to talk about the policies because on all of the key policies you fail. All of the key policies you fail. So there where I stop.
Great. Sarah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I see this you know, some when I understand though, when the people's expectations are very high and you are underperforming, these distractions they are good, but they are temporary. What we saw, this hoopla with the CDC headquarters, they were stripping women naked, they were beating people. They were doing it was just for the headline, and that has gone. The economic situation is still the same. The people plight have not improved. You can come up with all of these things you are talking about, as long as the core issues, the bread and butter issue, we may have said this over and over. As long as the bread and butter issues are not addressed, you can throw tantrum all you want. It's not going to remove the suffering of the folks from the front pages of the paper. You're taking
yeah, Mr. Gayman, absolutely. Everything you said is not going to change anything. You have failed the Liberian people. All of the promises you made, you have not accomplished any. You're talking about facing the Medina Road, the Cape Man Road, Winsie, Boko. All of the projects that we are put forth in, you're stepping behind it. You have not completed anything. Okay? And Abu will have the nerves to come on here to come tell us about this government. This government is going to be one of the ruthless, lawless government ever in the history of our country. Abu, when you're talking about facts, you forget about the facts, Abu. You come on the show to come remind people about facts, but you forgot that the very government went to Kinjo and gave 5 civilians there because they were protesting for the betterment of their lives from their own resources, Abu. You talk about this police IG grabbing the CDC chairman with his hands up, wrestle him in the pickup truck. And Abu, when you come on that show here, to come remind people about facts, you better put the facts in front of you before you talk about facts. Because a lot of you have amnesia when you are talking. Seems like you did. All of the things that you guys point the finger at other people for, you come to power and do worse. Worse. Okay? All the things they're doing here today in the people protest are nothing but distraction. You all want the Liberian people to be focused on gunmen. That's what some of the callers were saying. They have nothing to do with we don't care for gunmen. We care about what your government is bringing in, allowing to bring in our country. There's cocaine. Joseph Boakai is the cocaine president now. You all say other people were Kush president. Your president is the cocaine president now, Abu. Take it or leave it. Your president is the cocaine president now. And you all need to do something about it. Because if you don't, we'll continue to pounce you until you do. We will back. And the Bible said we were backing the dogs the other day. We will continue to back. Now, it's not backing you. German Shepherd said that we will continue to back until you tell the Liberian people who is bringing the drugs in the country, who is making our country a drug hub, trafficking human beings, selling human pass, doing drugs, all that kind of stuff. And you can't tell somebody about truth. You know that thing they call truth, Abu? You don't know what they call truth. Sentiments that you. Until the caller had to remind you about the things your police people did to the people in Kinjal when you first took over. Then you started going after people, political opponents, going after them. Who did that to you when they were in power? Nobody. You're the only people so hungry to retain power to the point where you don't want to see anybody else in the country anymore. Nobody should speak. When they speak, that's trouble. But you had a free will to do what you wanted to do, to speak your mind. When they had the June 7th, Joseph Parker was in the protest. Joseph Parker was in that protest. Did anybody go there to go carry a water truck there? No. Because it is your free will, your right, your constitutional right to voice out your concern in the country. But today you're making like it's a big taboo. By the time the people see they go in the street to fight or meet to protest, you show water truck, you go play people and money to distract them. There's nothing you can do to stop the will of the people. Nothing. There's nothing you can do to stop the voices of the people. Nothing. They will still come out. They will still express themselves. And the world is watching you. I don't care what you do. You can stay 50 years in power. You will get out of there one day. And you ain't even going to pass 6 years. Because of the way you're performing. Want to silence people. What is that? Garguah Kromah, they say he came to school in America here. Is that what they did here when he was here? Is that what they do? When people allow you to have your free speech, they allow a free ensemble of people to voice out their concern. But by the time you're here, say people want protest, you're passing around and looking for all kinds of dubious things to do to get people implicated in criminal behavior. This is wrong, Garguah Kromah. It is wrong to. If it happened yesterday, it was wrong, and it is wrong today, and we'll tell you the truth. Thank you, Mr. Gayman.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's 12 midnight in Liberia. It's 8 here. It's time for us to let you guys go for the weekend, and we want you to remember that our folks, our young folks, our employees are depending on us. So from now to Monday or Tuesday, we want to remit as much as we can. So don't forget to do your due diligence. Do what you can. My Ellie used to say, when Papa come home, the children want to see what Papa brought home, right? So
Mr. Gayman, can I say something real quick? I also want to add my voice to you as well, to everyone, to say, please, let's support our guys on the ground. Like I said, I'm going to try to make my contribution. And I hope they're going to share that money with the female journalists on the ground too. And not just for the male journalists. I hope the female journalists will have their portion of, the 26 so that everybody can have a good time. And also, I want to invite all of, if you are in the Delaware area, we are having our July 26th celebration starting next week. On the 24th, we're going to be having a ball.
Who are we?
The Liberia Association in Delaware.
Okay.
The Liberia Association in Delaware, we're going to be having a ball on the 24th, and then on the 25th is the first state old-timers a game, which will be between IE and Barrow, and then on Sunday, we're going to be having a grand cookout. So I want to encourage everybody to please attend the program if you are in the area. Okay? Come and join us.
And we will send you the bill because that was a shameless plug. You Honorable Pewee, your party comments so we can go and spend the weekend. You are muted.
It was a great show. I think the politics is going to be this way moving on, but I think the police will have to give a more explanation than they wanted. A release report out that Mr. Molu is armed and dangerous. I don't think they should have portrayed that. I don't think Mr. Molu is dangerous. I think it was other ruthless a way of, some ruthless way of doing things to put up that someone is armed and dangerous. That person may have
That's terrible.
had a criminal record before, or that person may have threatened someone before you say this person is armed and dangerous. If the release will have stated that he's in possession of the firearm, the alleged firearm from the officer, that would have made some sense. But to say that he's armed and dangerous, meaning he's posing threat to the public and all those things, and the public should exhibit extreme caution as to if someone is on the loose, on the run, on the loose, and is dangerous in that line. I think law enforcement officials in any society got the responsibility to exhibit professionalism and keep within their own law enforcement regimentation. If you were to go and start to do these things, and the very day you see someone that is more dangerous than all of the, you only state that. So I think the police will have to come and give an explanation. Some of the explanation that those that got some inclination about security science will be asking. We want to know first and foremost, how did he get this arm? What's the serial number of that arm? If you read it something up, you should have started stating it to make sure that this man was issued a firearm by the Liberia National Police. Registered firearm is recognizable arm. So this is one of the major things we can say here. And if I were Modu, I would continue to get my lawyer be open. The lawyer would state to the police that, hey, my client is not he's not in a race to do anything. But is it? We are concerned because this person that we believe that had this arm, we believe this person was planted to do this. So we are convinced that this person is not a police officer. We are challenging the Liberia National Police to count the serial number of the arm. It's one thing if they don't know me, try to tell them what to do. The serial number of the arm and the kind of arm. What's the name of the arm? We give all those things and see if they're going to correspond with what Modu has. And then we start to know what we're saying here. And just trust me, if you challenge the Liberia, I know Liberia very well. If you challenge the Liberia National Police on this one, you really challenge them. They will expose themselves. And I will hope Modu will contact his lawyer. The lawyer will immediately inform them that he's not on the run. He's not going to post any harm to anybody, bodily harm or whatsoever. But they want to know what the police claim, because you're trying to challenge the police here. You have to come up with that number of the arm. Trust me. The manufacturer and the name of the arm. If you challenge the police, they may not even know the name of the serial number of the arm, meaning that's a useless and reckless police institution. So we ought to challenge them. We are the taxpayer. And the taxpayer will challenge them on this kind of thing. Put this Garguah Kromah to test for the first time. And I thought this release would have indicated that arm from this officer, blah, blah, blah. Why are you hiding the name of the officer? Why can't you get a name of the officer, get a name of the firearm, get a serial number of the firearm? If I'm not making sense, give it, tell me.
I mean, and
that's it.
Everything is just
every professional law enforcement institution. We want to do this. Maybe we don't want all the force to start coming out to say. So you see, and that's one of the reasons why we are pushing to go back to school and do something, because the professionals are not learning to implement the basic rule. Simple investigation tactics, they can ruin it. If I was just telling in that release, I would just say that rule me have been long. That whole thing they're doing, the public should be mindful. At the end, the public should be mindful. That's nonsense. The person that wrote that release, that's nonsense. I wouldn't spend too much long. I would do maybe maximum 3 paragraphs, and will tell you what's going to happen. Because one thing you win the public sympathy on is exhibit this officer. This poor officer was hit. Yeah, the officer, yeah. Yeah, hey, arm number, yeah.
He got black eye.
Yeah, hey, arm number, yeah, hey, arms in here. Period. Then you start going after those that took the arm from the officer. Potentially, you can move to press charges. But in that, we want to wait and see what's going to happen between now and Monday. But I will encourage Mr. Modu to not cover the ass here and move to challenge them. And challenge them. If they are really serious that someone was planted, they took the gun for someone, they challenge them, you'll see something going to happen from this. Yeah, that's what I would say for now.
Thank you very much. And the producer said, bring the gun here. Nah.
Yes, nah. There's
Robert Garguah, your party coming. Let's go party, man. It's weekend.
Yeah, I know. It's great. Great show. I was thinking the other day, and I agree with Sylvester. I agree 100%. Maybe that's part of the reason why they have refused to disclose the identity of this alleged police officer. Because to your point, strategically, this guy could be making up this whole story.
Mm-hmm.
And so if that's the police weapon, then let's know the serial number, the make and model of the firearm, and yeah, then let's do that, and let's match that with what Molu has. But I was thinking the other day, and it wasn't too long ago that this government that are currently in power were telling the Liberian people that the country needed to be rescued. The country needed to be rescued. And it reminded me of this whole narrative we often hear from conservative whenever a democratic government is in power, especially when it was the black guy in power. We need to take our country back. And the question was from who? Who are you taking the country back from, and where do you intend to take the country to? Well, back to what? And what I kept thinking about is um, they came to rescue the country from the hands of CDC, and it almost seemed as though that the people who wanted to save the state in their famous June 7 protests and wanted to rescue the country, it seemed like they have the state now, and they've done everything but save the state. And it had me thinking, where do we really go next as a country? Where do we go next as a country and as a people? And I will close on this note. To everyone who uh, went out there today, when you listen to the lawmakers and you listen to them bigger and argue amongst themselves, and one of those lawmakers represent you, you should ask yourself this question. And if a lawmaker is listening, you should ask yourself, do a self-reflection. Because if I was in the House of Representatives, I would be asking myself, I may not like the administration. I may not like the current Speaker of the House of Representatives. I may think that he's a thug. I may think that the overthrow of Kofa was unconstitutional. But what good does that serve my constituents? If I went in there every day and I left my house with one objective, which is just to disrupt and argue senselessly, baselessly, how does that improve the lives of those that I represent? Because it's not about us. It's not about us. Because when we leave this show today and we leave and those lawmakers leave their homes, they have a place to sleep. They don't have to worry about where their children will get the next meal from. When they wake up in the morning, they don't have to worry about whether there's a risk out there when it comes to those kids that are walking to school. Who's protecting them? Who's looking out for them? Because at our taxpayer, we're paying for the vehicles so the kids can, they can find a way to go to school. That they're not stuck in Liberia. They can easily get visa and go abroad when they're tired with the noise. It's about those people in the remote part of our country, in Monrovia and across the bedwidth of our nation. And they are in the majority. Are we doing everything in our power to pass laws, to lead, and do things to improve their lives a little bit? Are we doing what we need to do as patriotic Liberian citizens, despite our political disagreements? Are we doing that? Are we thinking about those people? Are we thinking about their retirement? That there are a portion of our constituents that are already into their 70s, their 80s, with no retirement savings, with no health benefits. Are we making healthcare? Are we decentralizing healthcare? Are we making life a bit more easier for them? Even when we talk on this show, we're not getting paid, but we come here every day and we talk the issues. It's about CDC or Unity Party. Or are we thinking patriotically? It's about our country, that our country is bigger than each of these political parties. I think we need to do a self-reflection, regardless of our political affiliation, and say, have we done our country justice? But most importantly, have we done those that are beneath us, not because of their own doing, but because of the circumstance and because of our own failures and because of the decisions they've made themselves? They're in the position to find themselves. And if the answer to these questions is no, then we must do better. We got to do better. We got to do better. And instead of protesting, maybe the best way that your voices could be heard is at the ballot box. So think. You have a next election coming up. You need to think. You need to make wise choices. And if you're not happy with where you are, where you've been 10, 15 years ago, and government after government, make wise choices to improve your own lives. We need to do better. We need to do better, because when I'm 60 years old, when I'm 70 years old, I don't want to be here singing the same song. What happened? We're still talking the same thing over and over as a service. May God bless you. Have a great weekend.
Excellent. Let me welcome Roslyn Welling. Thank you very much for tuning in. James Maboro, thank you very much. Joseph Weir, Abu Kamara, all our folks. Duada Vani Sherry, thank you very much. Sarah, take us home. I know you counting your color money there. I see you counting that money.
My son came to ask me for money to do something. But I just want to say thank you guys for the show. Thank you so much. This is very, very important, especially the point that Robert stressed. A lot of us every day we come on the show here just to, say stuff about our country to with the hope that things will get better. With the hope that things will get better, with the hope that our leaders, regardless of our political stand, will listen and see logic in a lot of the things that we say to govern our people and our country in a way that will bring satisfaction to all of us. Unfortunately, they are not doing that. So we will continue to talk. And a lot of our own people that we're talking for come under our post to insult us for talking on their behalf. You running behind a government official who will give you $25 for scratch car or $10 for scratch car. What will do for you? Nothing. You have children to feed, you have children to go to school and other things. And they are using the resources in the wrong way. And then we come out here to say some of these things to them to hope that one of these days or someday they will think and say, no, the way we're proceeding is wrong. Let's make a change so that our country can at least follow the rest of the other countries in West Africa on the world stage. Y'all come and insult us, and say a whole bunch of different like all I'm making here just now talking about sentiment. You know about sentiment? You know the thing they call sentiments? So I just want to say thank you. Let us continue to do this. It doesn't matter whether you're from CDC, ANC, CMC, whatever it is, but at the end of the day, we all want the right thing to be done for our country. We all want our people to get out of poverty. We want that. Honestly, from our hearts, we do. So when we say these things, it's not about favoritism or party. Let's put the parties in aside and focus on the right thing to be done. And when we come out here to say it, and you come to insult me, I can do anything to me. You insult me, I can insult you right back, and even extend it to your next generation. I don't have a problem with that. So insult cannot silence me. I don't care whether you insult me or not, but I will say what I have to say, and I will say it fearlessly. Because I have a right, just like you, to say what I have to say. That's my country. You can't say, okay, oh, she's talking too much. Oh, the other one tell me, you think you're free money. Who cares? I go push my cartoon and car home and get money to feed me and my family. You said in all that mosquito biting you whole day. I'm speaking so that you can get out of the mosquito, then you won't come insult me. You think I won't want to do something to me? So thank you guys. The show was great, and we'll continue to be on it every day we have the chance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you on Monday, God's willing. Thank you very much, guys. See you.
Good night.
Good night.
Nonsense. Email can get the money.
Disappointment. Now the vice president often tell me since he got a seat as vice president, how many persons have I recommended in this government to serve in the government as presidential appointee? 0. Every appointment in Nima County was done by him. He and I would discuss something as a brother to implement it. You will bypass me and do different things. I don't talk on it.
Now you need to see us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
A good person in a whole United Party that President Baka. You want to say that again? The only person that appreciate good among all the United Party for that President Baka. The rest are ungrateful. The right they use you and dumb you. But President Baka, if all of them were taking the President Baka and behaving the President Baka, United Party will have another chance in 2029. Just for now, they don't have. They do not regard people that help them. I'm not.
3 of our soldiers were executed on this party ground. 2 at the back and 1 right at the headquarters. The man who shot and killed our people today is a darling boy in the Liberia National Police. They brought him back to shoot more guns. Get ready to shoot. Because we challenge the status quo appropriately.
Inform them the violence or still any student because of their action. It will be the day the entire Brothers administration will cut down. We will massively violate the students in this country and we'll shut down the Brothers administration. They care that happy. We have the capability to do so. And if they think this is their renovation project is a joke, let them try it. The fall of the Brothers administration begin with this. If they think they will tumble on any student in this country or at the university like going and walk away with impunity, while our children saving opponents and logic in the Western world, while we are subjected to actual forward and bad learning conditions here, and the thing will say.
In the first 100 days, no car will get stuck on a major road in this country. And I mean it.
You say it out loud?
It's going down. First blow. There you have it.
That led to decades of war still run deep. But so too does the longing for reconciliation. A reconciliation defined not by political bargaining or by an artificial balance of power by tribe, region, religion, or ethnicity, but by the equality of opportunity and a better future for all Liberians.
Boga can lie, the government, all the ministers in the government, they can lie. They don't put all hustle, they put hustle, they lie. Everything they say, they never say the truth.
Today, the supporters of His Excellency Joseph Boakai presents him as a poor man from Lofa and asserts that he will understand the plight of the poor people. Fellow Liberians, Do not be fooled. Vice President Bouaka is not poor like you. That even as me. As Vice President, his office received more money from the government budget than any other Vice President has received in Liberia's history. He has enjoyed some of the best and most lucrative government jobs.
First of all, there's this, what I call sort of vicious lie about the fact that Mr. Pewee is gay or bring gay lifestyle to Liberia. It's complete bullshit. When people can accuse you of stealing people's money, when they can accuse you of being involved in the war, anything, people don't make up stuff. They don't make up shit. Excuse my language, right? So it's complete nonsense. I'm married, 8 Teresa, 2 children, 5 grandchildren. I believe in traditional family values, so it's complete bullshit, complete nonsense.
Jamaicum, young man, vice president, young man that are vice president, the major stole 500,000. I mean, Jamaicum, the major went to, I forgot that Jamaicum, the majors went to Ghana, the fit, and they may bring it all company in the country. I mean, Kun, they can reach yourself. Kun, man, you know, Kun, but I want to sophisticated, quiet, hardcore rule in Liberia. But Liberia,
when 2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. There wounded out first. All men on board.
Everywhere there is no school, I will put school. And everywhere there is school and school in bad condition, I will renovate it. I told them, towns and villages, everywhere you will have lights in a town for children to play and people to see. I told them, every town will have safe drinking water.
If Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
The government that capital road, small, big road, all kinds of place. I think the reason Joseph Baka will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Your league Costa, God know how to pay people. It's just simple. Costa that accused everybody but himself. Everybody, Joe, we join, we kill Joe, he killed Joseph Baka. Baka still living. Joe, no, you live better. He made me senator. He almost made Joseph Baka president until he screwed up. We gave God the glory. Yeah. Well, Baka, when he screwed himself, we don't want to make sure we fought for him to be reconciled with the president. And then the people who fought for him. Look, you called that you come. And because I was in a podcast, he said, they don't been calling me. Okay. The time you were calling me for me to carry the president, Baka, did I put it on radio? That immaturity to do what you're talking about.
And I
no, son,
guarantee you, when we finish, there will not be a winner or the loser. Today we all wear the jersey of Liberia, and the victory belongs to the people, to the peace, and to our democracy. As we begin to build upon the foundation of this new Liberia, I, George Seleke Kromah, the new president, will first give thanks and praises to the Almighty God for the blessing He has bestowed upon our country. And I say, my people, thank you, Yah.
When you elect or
irresponsible men what happened to our country. We elected 85 irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.